Happy Friday, everybody. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. Great to be here with you on a Friday morning. And let's get our heads right today. Wrap up the week in a strong fashion. I'm Woodsy. That's Paul Reindl. He's the executive producer of the program. Good morning, Paulie.
Hey, how are you?
Doing good. How's the new crib treating you?
It's good.
You guys done?
No. It's been busy still.
How are your
busy week?
Have you met any neighbor? Well, I know you know who one neighbor is. Have you seen her yet, by the way? No. Okay. You met any neighbors?
Couple.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, everybody's good.
Yeah?
Everybody's good.
Quiet?
Nice, super quiet.
Anybody below
No kids. Yes, there is somebody below us. But not across. There's nobody.
Oh, okay, that's good.
So there's a few empty spots, but no, it's
so
been
if,
good.
like the wall was like something was pounding on the wall, there's no next door neighbor to hear it.
No.
That's nice.
We're good.
Very nice.
We're good.
Good for you.
But no, it's been a lot of I had to mount the TV this week, and we're putting up curtain rods and new curtains, and it's all the little side projects.
Yeah.
But
get a handyman. That's my recommendation.
I'm becoming the handyman.
See, Ben Higgins is your friendly neighborhood sports anchor. He joins us as well. And I don't like this from Paul. I need him to stay inept like us.
More on your level.
More on our level. I don't like that you're, but yeah, here's the problem for you too. Hey, Paul, I'll give you $100. Can you come over and do this for me? Now you're a handyman, and then you're our handyman.
We needed to put in curtain rods when we first moved into our house. This was 14 years ago. I still haven't gotten around to it.
You're joking.
We just don't,
so there's no
don't have any
rods?
windows. It's just one of the upstairs windows. There's no window treatments on it. It's just you can't close it. It's just always open.
There's nothing covering.
There's nothing there. Nothing covering. No blinds. No drapes or anything. Because I just haven't gotten around to putting up the curtain rods yet in 14 years.
Yeah, all of the rest of them.
Sometimes at some point you start to think maybe it's not going to happen.
It's not in the cards for me. When we first moved into our house, my wife put up curtains in our bedroom that were sheer, see through, and it would come home and I'd want to take a nap, and I'm like, why would you get curtain rods for a curtain that you can see right through? And if somebody's in the backyard, like the guy that does the yard, if he's in the backyard, hey, what are you doing? You napping? It's 11:30, buddy. I go, you got to get some real curtains in here. So she's like, fine. She didn't know she was married to a load that was going to be napping at 11:30 in the afternoon, but here we are. No, Paulie, good for you. I'm proud of you that you are learning all these new skills. And
it's just having the tools. I never really had much tools because I didn't use tools.
I have so many tools if you want them.
See, that surprises me.
Don't ever buy tools.
You said that. I was
keep getting them for gifts. Like, people want me. My wife's giving me. I think my mother-in-law's giving me. Just quit giving me tools. I'm never going to use them. They literally go to waste.
I had to go to the store to get a socket wrench set.
No,
when I was mounting the television.
I have one.
I would have given you one. I'm like, well, forgive me for not
going to me
having Stephen Woods be the first person that pops into my brain for who do I know that's got some tools for sure that they'll let me borrow. Woods probably has a bunch of tools.
Next time you need anything, you just let me know. I've got it.
All
and
right.
it gets gifted to me by people that it's like they're projecting what they want me to be onto me. You know what I'm saying? I remember my mother-in-law was so offended. One Christmas, she gave me Hoka running shoes. And I looked at her, I was like, what are you saying? Never asked for running shoes. I don't run ever. I run to first base and then back to the dugout because I take a non-runner. I'm not going to jog. So I don't need these. I was very offended by it. And I got the Hokas and the soles were 7 inches thick too. Now I'm 50. I own Hokas now. This was when I was like 43. So, but yeah, people give you gifts that they want to project what they want you to be instead of maybe something that you would like.
It's usually a family member.
Yes, it's usually a family member.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly right. Man, what a day yesterday. I was at home and I saw the news that the great Ace Frehley had left this planet, certainly destined for another planet because it's Ace Frehley, the spaceman, one of the founding members of the band Kiss. And the band that I grew up listening to, started listening to Kiss when I was probably 2 years old in 1977. And Never really stopped. Got older, outgrew it a little bit. When I had kids, I got way back into it because Bo, when he was a baby, he loved it. He loved it. So saw the news yesterday that Ace Frehley was on life support after a fall in his studio, had a brain bleed. And then a few hours later, it came out that he had passed away. Ace was a local. Ace lived in Rancho Santa Fe.
Did not
know that.
Yeah, man. And I did. And creepily, several years ago, probably 5 years ago, my mother-in-law like vaguely knew the woman he was dating that lived there, and he lived there with her. And I think I dropped her a DM on Instagram to say essentially like, my son's 2. Ace is the one he naturally gravitated to, just like I did when I was 2. Ace was my guy. I dressed up like him for Halloween. Back in the day, you could go into it was called, where I lived, Mott's Dime Store. They called it a dime store. I don't know if they have them here, but that's what they called it back then. And they had Kiss Halloween costumes. And it was the ones, remember, Benny, like the ones you kind of put around, you tie, and it's the outfit.
Yeah,
and
like
then
an apron, smock.
Like a smock. And then you put the real uncomfortable, painful plastic mask on, and it had the long hair. I picked Ace when I was 2-3 years old. Bo loved Ace. And so I like DM'd her and was like, if there is any way to get a picture, like I'll come to you. My son loves Ace Frehley. I love Ace Frehley. This would be rad. I had no idea he lived 10 minutes from me. Never heard back from her. So it was very creepy. And here I am bitching about people doing that stuff to me. And I'm doing it to Ace Frehley. But it's Ace Frehley. And so when I saw the news he passed yesterday, I was wrecked. I really was wrecked. I was so sad. My first guitar god. I think the first guitar god for millions. When I say millions of people, I mean millions of people he inspired to pick up a guitar. Everybody wanted to be like Ace Frehley. Was not the best, most proficient guitar player of all time, but he had a flair and style like nobody else. Had the coolest makeup in Kiss, not particularly close. And it really bummed me out because obviously everyone's going to pass away at some point. But to know that he like fell down and hurt himself and then that wrecked me. It really did. I was so bummed. And he was a huge part of my entire life. And I loved Ace Frehley and I still love Ace Frehley. And so we're a big musical family. So a couple years ago for our Christmas card,
that's right.
We did a Kiss Christmas card and put my family as Kiss, and my son Bo was Ace for Christmas. And so we had all of us.
Was this AI or did you actually get the makeup?
We did not do the makeup. We had our buddy Justice Parman, who is an incredible graphic designer. We do not use AI. Ben Slop. He's a graphic designer. He made my entire family into Kiss. I was Paul. Taylor, obviously, was Gene Simmons, who also is known as the Demon. Hannah was obviously the cat. And Bo was Ace Frehley, and I was Paul Stanley. And so last night, I go in and I give the news to Bo. I'm like, hey, man, Ace Frehley died. And he goes, what? I go, yeah. And I told him what happened. And you could see it. He was a little bit bummed. He's also 7, didn't know him, but he was like, oh, man, that's crazy. I was like, you guys want to watch some videos? They're like, yes. So we went and watched some Kiss videos. And we're watching, and Taylor remembers, he's seen the Christmas card and he's pointing out. So we're watching and he goes, hey, Bo, you died. You died from the Christmas card. And I go, all right, that's enough. He goes, look, there's Mama. She's still alive. And Dad, look, there's Dada. He's still alive. And I'm still alive. There I am. Ooh, I'm so scary. Bo, you died. You died. You're gone. And Bo's like, I'm only 7. I'm not dying. And he's like, no, you died. He died. Oh. And I'm like, all right, dude. But yeah, man, we were really, really bummed. We were really, really bummed. And it was a funny moment. But you saw the tributes pouring in all over. Mike McCready from Pearl Jam. The guys from Rush toured with Kiss on their first American tour, said what a gentleman Ace was. And I was really sad, man. I hate seeing all my guys from my youth go away.
Things Ben thinks about.
Yeah.
How many shows did Kiss probably do? Over the
Oh
years?
my God, Ben! I can't even wrap my head around how many.
And every single time,
Every night,
they all had to sit in the makeup chair.
what a nightmare! They did it themselves.
They did it themselves
Every night. They put
every
their own
single time.
They never hired. They never hired a
never
makeup
want to
person.
do a concert again. If I
Never.
had to do that every single time, every time they did an appearance, every time they went out, I have no idea what they look like without the makeup because that's all you ever saw them in.
Yep.
And they had to do that
every
single time.
Night. You're playing Cleveland. You got to put it on. You finished in Cleveland. You go back to your hotel room. You got to wash it off. If you want to go out,
you're on
night.
day like 87 of your tour, and it's like, hey guys, how about tonight we just go out without the makeup? But they never did. They couldn't.
In the 80s, they did a whole thing on MTV where they took the makeup off, and it was jarring. It was part of the allure. Again, not the world's most talented band, but I would say at the time the world's most hardworking band, the world's most earnest band. Nobody loved their fans more than that band. The Kiss Army was worldwide, and I just it's so hard to wrap my head around, that Ace Frehley's not here anymore, and he's just such a cool character, and I think a lot of people had the ones that they gravitated to. Everybody I knew was like, oh yeah, that's Ace, that's my guy. In fact, it's fun. Crazily enough, before Bo was born, my wife, we were working on names, and she goes, Ace. And I go, ooh, yes. Now, she didn't care about Ace Frehley, but then that would mean I get to name my kid after Ace Frehley. But then I put it together, and Ace Woods sounded like butt. So I said
Ace Woods.
Ace Woods.
Ace Woods.
If it was Ace Higgins or Ace Reindl.
One more syllable or not an S at the end. Ace. Very cool name.
So it was really hard for me to veto that. And she still says it. She's like, he could have been named Ace, which would have been cool. A baseball player, your name's Ace. I mean, it's a badass name. And I said,
Ace Nancaro is fine.
Ace Nancaro is great, 100%. But then I'm Steve Nancaro, and I wasn't going to do that. So Ben and Nancaro doesn't have the same ring to it. So I was really bummed yesterday. So you know how we do it. It's a big one.
And I really hope we can see more unity and more peace when already things are so difficult. So shout out to his family.
Love that dude. Very sad.
They always kind of scared me a little bit. I have that thing about clowns kind of and people in makeup that makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, man.
And it was always hard for me to watch Kiss with them in the makeup. It made me uncomfortable.
Oh, I'm with you, but that was like one of the things. I was a pretty nervous kid too for a while. I had a really weird first 10 years of my life, I would say. And I felt the same, but it excited me. I went towards it, which really speaks volumes about who I ended up being. And you went away from it, which also speaks volumes about who you ended up being. But you couldn't deny the greatness that band was. And I was listening to them last night, and their chords are a little jangly and a little basic, and the lyrics are a little cheesy. And by a little cheesy, I mean a lot. You pull the trigger of my love gun. You know what I mean? Very, very cheesy. But man, when they took the stage, I've seen them a bunch of times. They never took a play off ever. Paul Stanley was always like, all right, it was the biggest show of the night, like the biggest show of all time. And they always delivered. Always. They never didn't deliver. And I love that about them. And they've molded me quite a bit.
Albert Pujols of bands.
Yeah, the Albert Pujols of bands.
Every game is game 7. Every concert is game 7.
That's right. And yeah, did they stay on too long? Did they drag it out? Absolutely. There's a million bad things you can say about Kiss. There's no question. Again, I've never said that they're like Zeppelin or Rush with these intricate chord changes. They were
all right then, listen. We may be under clear blue skies, but it's getting a little cool out tonight, but that ain't gonna stop us, because if we try hard enough, we're gonna get this place
hotter than hell. What? Hotter than hell. What? Hotter than hell. All right. I was watching one last night. All right, people, I don't want to preach to you, but this next song is about alcohol. It's cold. What? Cold gin. What? Cold gin. All day and night. It's like he never took it. He never went up. He's like, hey, everybody, I'm Paul.
Good evening.
Good evening. And this is cold gin. It was always some 10-minute rap. And it was
I want to know if we got any people here tonight that like to get high.
Oh, I love him so much. We should start every show like that.
We should do every segment.
All right, tier ones. Let's get high. Listen. Here comes Darren
If we got
Smith.
any people here tonight that like to get high.
Coming up next, we got two things that make you shake your head in the world of sports. What is it called?
Don't do this.
What is it called?
Don't do this. I love it. Oh, I loved him so much, man.
Goodness.
I love Paul. I love Gene. I love Peter. And I really loved Ace. So you will be missed, Ace. If you are listening somewhere out in the cosmos, I will definitely miss you a lot because he
Got
was.
any people tonight that are high?
Again, there's a YouTube feed of like 45 minutes,
Paul Stanley, not dead.
He's not dead.
No, he's not dead.
but I mean, it was so good. It was so good. If I had the foresight today, I would have painted my face like Ace Frehley today and come in and done the whole show with Ace Frehley makeup because that's how much I love that dude. So
Paulie can
very
probably work on a filter for
Probably.
our YouTube stream at some point. If you can be a cat, you can be Ace Frehley.
Take a taste of alcohol.
Nobody like him. Nobody.
Feels like that would be difficult to keep up that amount of energy for those number of years.
It really
Every night.
does. Every night, man.
Every
Just
night
out there
you're doing
doing
that.
your shtick and just unbelievable. I love you, Ace. Miss you already. Sad day.
Long week too.
Long week, man. Long week. Yeah, very long week.
I was thinking last night. I can't believe this is the week that Mike Schilt resigned.
Mhm.
It was this week. It wasn't 2 months ago.
I know.
It
It feels like 2 months ago.
this has been a very long week, and I've also been anchoring, so I've had some long days. Yesterday, I had worked 16, 17 straight hours. I never went home.
Oh,
Had a shoot actually down at, I had never been there before, the Gaylord Pacific Resort.
nice. How
Went
was it?
down to Chula Vista. It's massive.
It's huge. Those
Yeah.
are massive resorts.
Um,
We stayed at one in Grapevine, Texas, and it's the size of like a small village.
12 restaurants, big pool, water park, convention center. The atrium is unbelievable. You walk in, it's like its own city where you check in. I mean,
Yeah.
like 3 bars in there, giant TVs where they play sports. And then what we were doing is we were going into their sports bar. It's called Growlers. And they have the largest television I've ever seen. It's a 75-foot screen.
Wow.
Takes up an entire, like, it's like a movie theater
Yeah.
sized screen that takes up an entire wall and it's a big restaurant. And they'll play, Padres games, football, Monday Night Football,
Badass.
whatever.
I'd like to do
on
an
that
appearance there.
Giant screen.
That's really cool. Yeah. So the hotel it's stunning, right?
Hotel looks really cool. Yeah.
That's amazing, man. What were you doing down there?
We're doing a shoot for Channel 10. You'll see some of that coming up on Monday after Monday Night Football. They're doing a couple of sponsored kind of segments, which is cool. I got to meet, a lot of the people who work there actually, because we were doing shooting inside. It was before it was open. It was right after the show yesterday. And they actually had like extras who showed up to be like customers. So when I was doing it, looked like it was open and people were drinking and having a good
Oh,
time
they
while I
did
was doing
yeah.
some of the shit. I'm taking some of the magic away from television. That
Yeah,
it's
it
not
happens.
it's not always live when we're doing things
In
like
the
that.
background.
But yeah, doing that behind me.
Wow, look at all these attractive people at the middle of at 10:30 in the morning on a Monday.
and
and
then
it's
you
Thursday.
cheersing
Yeah.
champagne.
Yeah.
and then
Okay.
you go into Growlers, and on the right side, it looks like they have looks like a freezer. Like you go in,
Yeah.
like where they keep, maybe the cold beer, like the kegs and stuff. But you actually go through the freezer, and then there's another door in the back, and there's a whole speakeasy behind that thing
Oh,
as
I love
well, like a little upper class where you get your,
Yeah.
your Manhattans and your old fashions, and it's a little quieter and darker in there. Place is enormous and cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So did that, and
I want to check it out. I haven't even been by it.
I've driven by it on the freeway a couple times.
yeah, and because I was right there, and I was wrapping up around 11:30, and had about an hour to kill before I had to go back to work, I went to
Mile, 7 Mile Casino.
and I had my Kung Pao chicken for lunch, and it was so
Gambling
good.
problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEG 000-466.
I
For
saw
full
the-
list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino.
I
Visit
saw the
7 Mile
picture
Casino.
you posted
Oh, yeah.
on Instagram.
Elite Kung Pao chicken for lunch at 7 Mile Casino.
You are quite the influencer now. The night before, there was you on the anchor desk.
There was
Oh yeah.
Nothing on Ben and Woods, though. Huh.
like a picture of me,
Or like, I don't know, us.
us,
Yeah.
Anything?
Just-
on my account.
Yeah.
We have a show account for us. I thought my account was for me.
Why is Channel 10 getting love then at the anchor desk?
Well, I just thought it was kind of cool to show what I was seeing there.
I get it.
Does it?
Yeah.
You get to see us here the
I
whole
get it.
time.
That's
There's
true.
nothing really.
Well, don't people get to see you on TV?
Yeah, but not the other way.
Not the other side. So we can get a picture like this.
What does the back of TV look like? You see the front of TV. I wanted
It's
to show you
fine.
the back of TV.
It's absolutely fine.
All right.
It's fine. That's fine. We're used to it. It's good. You have fun?
It's been a long week.
Yeah. It was a long day, but it was a good day.
I was just saying it's been a long week. A lot of weird Padres news all week long that we didn't expect, and we got another story to dive into this morning. Dennis Lynn has just put out
Oh no.
his latest piece
Oh,
with
no.
Ken Rosenthal.
Oh no.
I'll read you the title. Amid another Padres manager search, GM AJ Preller's future remains uncertain.
Here we go.
This week, as the franchise contended with the fallout from Mike Schilt's resignation as manager and reports of his conflict with coaches and others in the organization, team sources indicated that another contract extension for Preller is possible, but not guaranteed.
I think we knew this already, didn't we? We did.
I think
We had heard that.
I
Well,
thought-
UT reported that he was going to get a
Yeah.
contract extension offer, not that it was a done deal or he was going to
Well,
accept it
with
for
Schilt
sure.
leaving, it kind of seemed like that secured it for AJ. Like, you got to keep him now. Like, somebody's got to pick the new manager.
Well, I mean, if you're not going to keep him, you need to make a decision pretty soon
I would-
because
I would
you know
say
the
so.
offseason
Why
is
is he
starting.
calling? Why is he talking to potential candidates?
Yeah, he's going to be making a lot of decisions here soon. So
I love D-Lin. It's the only knock against D-Lin is that he has to write articles with Ken Rosenthal. That's it. That's it. I know Ken is very well respected amongst some circles. This is not one circle that he's well respected.
I think,
I'll say that.
There's some information.
let's
in here, though.
let's
We
speed
gotta-
read.
Okay,
During
yeah,
the
we'll
first,
speed read.
we'll speed read a little bit for everybody during our first break. Give you the takeaways of the newest piece about AJ Preller from The Athletic and Dennis Lynn. And then we'll get started, set the menu, and get you ready for the Friday edition of Ben and Woods. Get our first check of traffic with Kelly Danick, and then off and running here on a Friday. San Diego's
yeah.
number one sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Quickly, let me tell you about the eco water system we had put in our house. We're going up on 3 years around Christmas, and it's been a dream to have the best, most fresh water in our home every single day. I even have an eco water Yeti that I just carry around everywhere. I drink a few of those a day, and it makes it easier because it is super healthy and it is super tasty. And I know, look, Woodsy, it's water. It's not all the same. Not all water is created equal. Strangely enough, eco water, they filter it. They do the best at it. And it is the best water that you will drink. They also have the best technology that you can find. First with remote monitoring, first with Wi-Fi and leak detection, and the first with whole home automatic cutoffs that can stop a leak before it becomes a disaster. That is not just innovation. That's protection you can see and control. And of course, obviously the most advanced technology in water treatment for your family and business. And they've been doing this for 100 years, guys. Not just about protection and technology. It's about better water for everything you use it for. Try the Soft Life and alkaline water now, just $9.95 a month, 760-350-3338, or visit ecowatersocal.com. Let them know Woodsy sent you. Not everything in life should be hard, especially your water. Keeping it soft since 1925.
Okay, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Speed rating complete. And yeah, we got a few details. Interesting stuff for you from Dennis Lynn and Ken Rosenthal's piece in The Athletic about the Padres, AJ Preller and Eric Grupner that just dropped this morning. Quickly set the menu for what we've got coming up on the program today. Making some changes on the fly because obviously we'll start there with all the new stuff we just learned. We'll talk about the two games yesterday in Major League Baseball. Darren Smith will join us at 7:35 as he does each and every Friday on our David P. Shapiro fan hotline. Facing criminal charges, trust David P. Shapiro criminal defense attorneys helping clients regain control since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Second half of the program, we'll have our regular features like Take on Woods, Rindle Report, and some more. We'll have a Saturday schedule, hopefully, for college football. And let's just get right to this piece, though, because certainly some interesting stuff here, Woods, about A.J. Preller's future. We knew he was going into the last year of his contract. We knew he kind of sidestepped the questions about his future at the news conference earlier this week when he discussed Mike Schilt's retirement. Has been reported from most sources that, the talks are going to happen or that he's going to get an offer of a contract extension. But this piece certainly raises some doubt that A.J. Preller does have a long-term future with the San Diego Padres.
You, my friend, I want to give you an immense amount of credit for the line that you had last week or the week before. AJ Preller built this machine and is the only person that can run it. It's been living rent-free in my head since you said it. And I went, I don't know that one could put it better than that. And I told Reiner, my buddy in Dallas, the longtime Dallas radio host, that exact phrase. And he goes, man, what a great line. And he goes, and isn't that the goal of every single GM on the planet? Build a machine that only you can run. I can't wrap my head around. And I think I'm so in the keep AJ Preller camp because of that exact statement. I can't wrap my head around anybody else scouting for us, anybody else amassing talent like he has, anybody else trading the talent like he has, and anybody else getting creative as he did last year with Pavetta and, things like that. He's a creative guy. He's a hardworking guy. And I admire those qualities about him. And one thing, again, it all falls down to me, does that man want to bring a championship to the city of San Diego at any and all costs? The answer is unequivocally yes. You can hate him, you can love him, whatever. You cannot deny that it consumes him. And I can't wrap my head around another dude coming in and going, okay, or anybody else, another person, another woman, could be Kim Ng, right? I can't wrap my head around anybody else walking in and going, okay, let's start fresh. And how does that make Manny and Toddy and Xander and Jackson, who signed a long-term extension? How do they feel about that?
That's not necessarily a good thing, though. If you're truly trying to create the healthiest organization, it should be something that anybody can run because it's so well put together. It shouldn't be so complicated.
Plug and play?
Yeah, plug and play a little bit.
But, okay, but if you heard what I said, I can't imagine anybody else going out and amassing the talent.
I can't either.
That's something he's really good at.
So let's just dive in. The drama of this story has to do with the passing of Peter Seidler and the fact that AJ Preller had the full faith of Peter Seidler. We knew this. Peter Seidler, huge fan of AJ Preller. But after Peter was gone and Eric Kutsenda and then John Seidler took over, according to Dennis Lynn, there has been a little more tension in the organization, specifically according to this piece between AJ Preller and CEO Eric Grupner, who he says his influence has grown, which is unsurprising. With Peter gone, someone's influence needed to grow. You had two.
Peter was so front-facing as an owner that a lot, and of course you have the Jerry Joneses and the Steve Cohens, but you have a lot of team owners. You don't know what they look like. You've never seen them.
You've had two chairpersons in Kutsenda and John Seidler who were somewhat reluctant, like forced into the role.
Never
sought the role, don't really want to be the front-facing part of the organization.
Sounds like our managers lately, too.
Eric Grupner, in many ways, has done what the Padres needed him to do and essentially kind of step into the role that maybe a more front-facing owner would do. And you've seen more of Eric. He actually does own some of the team. According to this story, he has a stake in the team and received a contract extension. This is new reporting last year that was not reported. So his future with the team is secure while AJ Preller's is not, which is very interesting because in a perfect world, as Dennis writes, you want all of your leadership to kind of be on the same track. Your CEO, your GM, your manager. Hey, we're all signed for the next 4 years.
At the very least, your GM and your manager.
At the very least, your GM and your manager. And even that was not the case because Mike Schilt got a contract extension, whereas AJ Preller did not. So there's always been some sort of, that's kind of interesting. That's kind of curious. Now, AJ did respond in a statement to The Athletic about that potential tension between himself and the CEO. He said, quote, Eric and I have been together my entire time here and enjoy a strong and productive working relationship. It's not exactly hallelujahs with that statement. If someone asked about Ben and Woods and I said, Woods and I have been together my entire time here and we enjoy a strong and productive working relationship, would that not raise some alarm bells?
I would say
in the strength of our relationship.
Yeah, that's our
Would
goal.
You not be devastated if that's what I said?
I'd be furious.
Woods and I enjoy a strong and productive working relationship.
I'd be furious.
We do, but
like, I'd be like, that's it?
That's all you got? That's all you got?
Oh, my God.
So, that doesn't totally alleviate the insinuations in the story that things aren't completely happy and, productive between AJ Preller and Eric Group.
I mean, Dennis is at least asking or suggesting that Preller didn't even want to hire Mike Schilt and was overruled by Eric Grupner and Eric Katsenda.
I'm kind of glad it was, because he wanted to bring in Flaherty, which he's probably going to do now if they keep him as GM. So again,
or will they even let him make that decision again?
Man, I hate this, dude. Oh. Can we have a normal GD offseason just one time? Does every team go through this?
No. They don't. But this paragraph stood out to me because as you try to decide as a fan, what direction you want the Padres to go and whether you want AJ Preller still there, I look at this and I say, Preller's collection of high-priced marquee players has helped energize a previously dormant market, transforming the team into a sellout machine while cementing Petco Park as one of baseball's premier destinations. In the last 2 years, Preller and Schilt oversaw a first pair of consecutive 90-win seasons in team history, a departure for a franchise that has largely been defined by losing. Isn't that the absolute seal of endorsement there, for AJ Preller? Like, this, isn't that what every team is looking for? To energize your fan base, to sell out your ballpark, to create some winning and excitement for your team. And hasn't he been massively successful on all those counts?
Don't you wonder too if there is, because look, man, it's an ego-driven business. It's an ego-driven world. Who gets the credit for the success at Petco Park? Who takes the credit for 72 sellouts?
What do you mean?
Who gets it? Eric or AJ? Or both?
Oh, both.
Both.
Is there a scenario where you can see one of them saying, this is my doing?
Yeah.
I did this. You didn't do this. I did this. We sign off on this, or you sign off on that.
I can see both of them.
I could too.
That way.
I could too. But again, if things are going well, this is the problem with the San Diego Padres. As soon as things start to go well, something like this happens, and there's rumors abound, Benny, of the team being sold a couple of years from now after the lockout, potentially. I guess Darren was talking about last night. We'll certainly ask him what he's heard. It's not the first time I've heard it either. I also heard it this morning. Got a text. So I don't want that. I don't want that to happen. But, listen, somebody said in the chat, we are so absolutely positively close to being cooked as a franchise. And I go, you know what? It kind of makes sense. You're going to have,
how about put it this way?
4 aged superstars. You've got to win. You've got to win. And winning cures all of this.
Are the San Diego Padres closer to winning a World Series or closer to burn it all down and start over?
Both.
Both.
So right in the middle, 50%?
Well, no, I mean, I think they're like 80% of both ways.
Yeah, we're going to be the Angels. Elisa said, yeah, we're going to be the Angels.
The closer they get to a World
all in every year.
The closer they get to a World Series, the closer they also get to roster Armageddon. Because, these guys, as they get older and you continue to feel the pressure to put good players around them to try to win, that means you got a really good chance at winning this year, next year, going forward. But as you continue to do that and spend your resources to put more players around older players, you're also getting closer to the reckoning
crushing the future
when you're doing that and
accelerating the
trading
future.
away, Leo Dallas DeVries and all your younger players. You're getting closer to winning, and you're also getting closer to your future reckoning that you're going to have to deal with all of this, which is what happens with every professional sports team at some point. Even the Dodgers, who are in, of course, their heyday right now. They're 5 wins away from a second straight World Series. They are going to have to deal with an aging Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts.
They're fine.
But they have tons of money and they can go sign other players, but they have to get those right. They got these ones right.
They're fine.
They got those players
right.
They're
going to be fine forever because Guggenheim is Guggenheim and Shohei pays for himself. But
Shohei's in his 30s.
You got to find new players. Sure.
You're going to have to find new stars. You can afford to find new stars,
and you can afford to miss on stars.
And you can afford to miss, but
that's the key.
But you still have to eventually find the right ones. But the Dodgers have always had a lot of money.
It's the wrong example.
And they have picked the wrong stars sometimes. They have made wrong decisions in the past, just not many recently.
It's the wrong example to use. The example to use is what happened to them in the mid 20, when McCourt and all that went down, and they had to like file bankruptcy, and baseball had to come in and save them. That's the right example. Of course, they have had their share of bad things happen to them, but the way that they picked themselves up and rebuilt after, now they're on a juggernaut. They're going to win this year, and they're probably going to win next year.
I agree with both of those statements.
Then we're going to lock out and may not have baseball for a while. And who is the person, or who are the people that get absolutely bent over every time that this happens? The fans. They're the only ones that suffer. The players don't suffer. The owners never suffer. The fans are the ones that get the shaft every single time, whether it's a lockout, whether it's infighting, whether it's a poor roster. Like, we're the ones that get absolutely hosed every single time. And that is not that's not the sports experience that I want. It doesn't have to be perfect. I don't care if it's perfect. We want you to win games. You've done that to a great extent. We want you to go far in October. It's been pretty fun, I will admit. It has been pretty fun covering this team. You feel like they were pretty close. But, man, you cannot go backwards. And I don't care about your drama. I don't care about your infighting. Figure it out. You're big boys. You're grown men. Put your egos aside. Keep in mind, the only people that matter are the fans of the San Diego Padres. It's the only people. People are broke. They are putting themselves into hock to go to your games. Figure it out. Figure out your money. Figure out your egos. Put it aside and stop railroading the fans. And as far as my message to the players is, get your ass in gear. Look around you. Start being embarrassed that the guys up the road are winning every World Series. Take it seriously and go out and win.
I do think that fans...
Hang on, real quick. I wish these microphones weren't so screwed in and you could drop it. That was...
Drop the mic.
I could not agree more with every single thing that you just said.
I disagree a little bit in that I think fans in San Diego have been treated well recently. I mean, this is what we've wanted.
Of course.
We get
to this point is what I'm saying. I said you can't go backwards.
Yes.
You cannot go backwards.
No, but from both of those guys, from Eric Grupner and AJ Preller,
100%.
we get what we want. From Eric Grupner, we get a best-in-class stadium experience.
Every time.
Food, entertainment, everything.
You can't go backwards.
From AJ Preller, we get a top-line roster, that is exciting, that is competitive every season. So we have gotten everything we've wanted from both of those guys,
except for the final destination, which is very difficult. I'm not going to say it's easy to win a World Series because we all know it's not.
You can't buy a World Series.
You cannot go backwards. You cannot go backwards. I'm talking about this article. I'm talking about the Mike Schilt stuff. I'm talking about the Bob Melvin stuff. I'm talking about power struggle. Power struggle is fine. I understand it. Okay. There's some dimension of that in every business. Every business has it. Nothing is hunky-dory. Nothing is perfect. And I don't expect you to be. I actually like that I like that it's a little bit edgy. I do.
Yeah, and I can see it. If I'm AJ Preller, I'm president of baseball operations. I've been doing this for 10 years. I've put together a roster that's selling out this park. You're not going to let me even hire the manager I want. If I'm Eric Grupner, I'm going, you have done a really shaky job of hiring other managers. I want to put my thumb on the scale a little bit, and Mike Schilt did some good things. We worked on that together. I want to make sure I've got my say in it again. Doesn't make either of them a bad person for having that idea.
It doesn't.
It makes them both passionate about winning and wanting the Padres to be good.
I cannot deny.
And maybe seeing it slightly different way. Now, can they work together or not? Can they coexist or not? I guess we'll find out. That now, what else is out there? Because this piece by Dennis Lin also suggests that AJ Preller at some point may say, all right, if I'm not going to be able to GM the team the way I want to GM and pick my own managers, should I go elsewhere? And that was addressed in this piece, and I want to get to that after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by Creative Repipe, the repipe experts. Looking pretty good on our roads at this time. We have reports, however, of a possible brush or encampment fire. South 125 near Otay Mesa Road. Some smoke visible from the right shoulder. That crash has cleared on northbound 5 before H Street. Speed's looking good there. The ride out of the East County, it's starting to heat up just a bit. Westbound 52 out of Santee, South 15, South 5, both looking nice for you coming down from the North County. Before that drip becomes a flood, call Creative Repipe for whole house repipes. Financing available, and 97.3 The Fan listeners get a 20% discount plus a lifetime warranty. Call 619-399-2880 or visit creativerepipe.com. I'm Kelly Danik with Ben and Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Now, remember what A.J. Preller said on Tuesday. He said, I love the Padres, the city of San Diego, proud of what we've built here, and I'm looking forward to the offseason work ahead, but did not comment further on his future. We discussed last week, I believe with Darren when he was on last Friday, about A.J. Preller's potential future contract status and whether he was interested in other jobs. Now, there's only one other GM job out there that's open.
And it is a banger.
It is the Colorado Rockies, as Dennis writes, the only team with an opening for their head of baseball operations. They've already started interviews. Toronto Blue Jays executive James Click.
Remember him from the Astros?
From the Astros. Yep. Royals assistant GM Scott Sharp. Guardians assistant GM Matt Foreman have interviewed for that position. For Preller to become involved, Padres would need to grant permission for the Rockies to speak to him and allow him out of the final year of his contract. Does that sound familiar? The way they did with Bob Melvin when he left to become manager of the San Francisco Giants. So there is a scenario in which AJ could leave now if, the Padres say, well, if you want to interview for the Rockies job and they want to hire you, we can let you out of the last year of your deal. But this would have to happen really fast. I mean, to not have a GM while you're in the middle of a manager search, then you'd have to start a general manager search concurrently with a manager search. I don't know how that could be necessarily good for the team this offseason. It'd be tough to come in with a plan now to run, as I said, the machine that really only AJ Preller can run.
Yeah. It's the only guy I trust to operate that machine.
And try to take over on the fly.
Yeah.
Without really much prep time. Most GMs are, AJ's been working the last 3 months, ever since the trade deadline. He's thinking about the offseason plans upon plans upon plans upon plans. If he leaves all of a sudden, you've got someone who you hiring I haven't really looked at your roster, your organization, but I guess, here's what I might do.
I mean, it could be somebody internally. It could be somebody internally there that could be a move. But you listen, and I know
Josh Stein
would
be the next person.
I know my speech is I know it's reductive, and I know it's very basic of hey, just win, baby. I know that's
Al Davis like.
That's easier said than done. I totally understand that. I give you guys a pass for losing in the playoffs sometimes. I do. I know how hard it is. I know that. Keep getting chances and keep getting shots. My underlying point is you cannot afford to. Baseball is already going backwards at the end of next season. It's going to happen. They're already going to go backwards. Make sure you're ready for it. This is what I'm saying. Make sure you're aligned. I hear all this stuff all the time. Oh, everyone's pulling on the same rope, and clearly, no one was. Clearly, nobody had the same rope, and they weren't pulling on it the same way. I got a tweet last night. Woodsy, how did we win 90 games with all this crap going on behind the scenes with Shilton as coaches? And I go, because of talent.
I would say they're pulling different ropes in the same direction.
Yeah. We all have our own rope. They're not on the same rope.
And they all want to win, and they all want to do what's best for the Padres, but they're kind of all pulling 3 different ropes.
Yeah.
Schilt, Preller, Grupner. They want the rope to go to the same place. They want to pull that cart in the same direction, but
can you get there?
They're not on the same rope.
If there's as much dysfunction as reported, it will be extremely, extremely difficult, not impossible to get there. But if there is infighting and ego battles, it makes the already impossible
but there is in every
job.
Organization.
There is, but not that it's written about constantly. Right? Not that I'm sure Dombrowski and his boss is beef. I'm sure Cashman and Boone beef. I'm sure they do.
It's Hal Steinbrenner.
And it's just not written about like it is here. And we're not on the cusp of being sold every year. All this stuff. It's very disheartening.
All right, let's take a timeout. When we come back, I want to talk about the NLCS Game 3, ALCS Game 4 last night. More baseball on the way. Ben Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Liked when we were talking about the greatness that was Ace Frehley and Kiss.
I
That's
did
what
too.
I enjoyed the
Good
most.
start to the
this morning.
show. Then we have more internal drama.
Limbaum.
And now, if we're talking about baseball, I can't disagree with your take that the Dodgers are seemingly a runaway freight train on their way to a second straight World Series title.
I had to laugh this morning. I saw this. He's good. He's a good dude. His name's Michael. He's a Dodger fan on Twitter. He goes, he tweeted an hour ago, anyone else worried about the Dodgers getting a week off if they close it out today? And I just sent the gif of Stanley from The Office just giving him the eye roll look. No one's worried about the Dodgers getting an extra week off if they close it out today, which they most certainly will. The Brewers, it's been like getting a root canal and watching a root canal at the same time. It's been excruciating. They look like they don't have a clue what they're doing. They have 9 hits, 9 in 3 games, 9 hits. You know what that average is? I'm terrible at that. That's 3 hits a game.
I don't know though that it's a Brewers issue.
It's a both. I mean, look, you're gonna obviously I'm not going to come in here.
Hit these Dodgers pitchers right now.
I'm not going to come in here and not give massive amounts of credit to Snell, Yamamoto, and Glasnow. Glasnow helped out by the shadows yesterday, as was Mizorowski. Why you would do that game at 3 p.m. with that shadow there is beyond me. Someone could have gotten killed. And I don't say that lightly. If Mizorowski lets one slip away, it could have killed a guy. You couldn't see it. They kept showing the view.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of postseason baseball.
Is the elements.
You're getting the best pitchers. You're also getting these weird times and shadows. There's a reason like 70% of playoff games have ended 3-1.
Right.
Just like last night's did.
Yep. 2
of the Padres games ended 3-1. One of them ended 3-0. 3-1. It's the score of the postseason in 2025. I don't see the Blue Jays or Mariners. Both have good offenses, but are they going to hit these Dodgers pitchers consistently in the World Series?
Right.
I don't think so. The game was close. I mean, the Brewers pitched well. Miz was really good. 5 innings, 3 hits.
It's great. The walks hurt him at the end.
Similar to what Tyler Glasnow was, 5 2/3 innings, 3 hits. But he only walked the one, but, an error hurt as well.
For Miz? I thought he walked 2 straight.
No? He didn't
throw that pick off. Uribe.
Oh, that's right. It was Uribe who came in and then allowed the inherited run to score. So,
but no, like they're going to be it's over, man. It's over. I actually stupidly said Dodgers in 5. I guess I don't know ball. It's going to be Dodgers in 4. There is blood in the water. I loved what Mookie. You can't even get mad at these guys because they're winners, man. They talked to Mookie after. Hey, how do you feel about being up 3-0? He goes, I have no emotion about it at all. The job's not done. And I went, that's a stone cold killer. Curse you forever, Boston. Curse you forever, Atlanta. Curse you forever, Anaheim. All you idiots had to do was pay your generational superstars what they deserved, and we wouldn't be going through this mess as Padres fans.
The Dodgers are also...
How do you even root for the Red Sox anymore? What's the equivalent? Tatis? You let that guy go. You let him walk over money. You're the Boston Red Sox.
Comp, yeah.
You let him walk over. How do you even root for that team, knowing that they let him go over money?
We've also said, though, the rules don't really apply to the Dodgers somehow.
Right.
The decisions they make. You move a guy to shortstop like they did, that comes back and bites most teams. It's not working. Defense, he's been fantastic. Gold Glove nominee. He made an unbelievable play.
The old Jeter play. He said he's never practiced it once.
Of course.
I just decided to break it out in the playoffs. I tip my hat. As much as I hate that team, I have to show respect and tip my hat because watching them play is like watching the world's greatest surgeon cut somebody up. They're incredible. You can't say you'd be a fool to get on here and say that they haven't done it perfectly. The way that they handled the regular season, it was a calculated risk. It worked out for them. Everything seems to, and it certainly is right now.
Deepest pitching staff, starting pitching staff, deepest lineup in baseball. They have one flaw. It's their bullpen. And they've completely hidden it essentially in the playoffs.
See, last night,
and Roki Sasaki fixed half of the problem for them by being available and throwing 100 in October.
Yesterday, you looked at it and you went, okay, Vesey is in. They're going to cough this up. They didn't. Trinan came in and started throwing Frisbees that were, he left one up. They missed it. But the rest, he located and was nasty, and it was moving. So, yeah, man, it's written in the stars, dude. It's going to be tough.
I think the biggest drama left in the postseason now is, will the Seattle Mariners end their franchise drought and finally reach a World Series? Looked like it was almost a foregone conclusion a couple of days ago, up 2-0 after taking 2 straight in Toronto. But now, after losing 2 in a row at home in front of, I guess the fans weren't as good as we thought. I mean, those fans deserve better the last couple of days than seeing their team get bodied twice in a row. The Blue Jays certainly are a good team, but hey, you get your number 9 hitter hitting home runs in back-to-back games, and Andres Jimenez, you're probably going to put up a bunch of runs. And the Mariners did not get good pitching performances by Kirby and Castillo the last 2 days. And now all of a sudden they've got to be feeling not panicky, but you can't wrap it up at home. You're going to have to go back to Toronto. And if you lose today, you're going back to Toronto in a horrible position.
You guys, I texted both of you and I go, I don't understand baseball because, and I don't gamble anymore at all. I haven't made a bet in months. Had I looked at that game yesterday, regardless of what the line was, I would have taken the Mariners as heavy as my guy would have let me. Because I'm looking at it going, Max Scherzer hasn't thrown a competitive pitch in 3 weeks. He's also...
And when he did, he had given up, 19 runs in 21 innings.
Yep. So Max Scherzer is fully cooked. Fully. Like cooked as cooked can be. And I said, Luis Castillo is an absolute rock for that team. He is going to go out and shove in front of the 50,000 wild Seattleites. Is that what they're called, Paulie? Seattleites? Mm-hmm. The wild Seattleites that are going to be screaming from first pitch. He's going to throw at least 5, probably 6, and he's going to get this team to 3-1. He got rocked. It was terrible.
Shortest outing of his career, pitch-wise.
It just makes no sense, man. And again, you talk about the lights getting bright in October. You looked at it. You looked at it right there. You saw it. And Max Scherzer goes out and gives you 5 complete or 6 complete.
Got into the 6. 5 and 2/3. 3 hits. 2 runs, 4 walks, but didn't hurt him too badly, and 5 strikeouts.
Had the vintage curveball working that was so deep and nasty, and kind of willed and gutted his way through that. Now, if they end up going to the World Series, is he going to be able to continue that? Who knows? But they still got to get through this one. Seattle needs to figure out a way to right the ship. But it was, they got absolutely bodied 2 games in a row at home.
Gad, the moment, of course, that everyone was talking about in the 5th when manager John Schneider came out and Max Scherzer screamed at him.
I've been trying to read his lips every time I saw it. I have no idea what he said. He was like, it was almost like
the lip reading.
Guttural. He was like, that's what I heard when I saw it.
I'm just gonna say I don't like Max Scherzer. I've never liked Max Scherzer. That he's the only pitcher who's ever pitched for 8 different teams in the postseason. Does that tell you something a little bit about Max Scherzer as well? The act that he puts on, and I'm not saying it's not genuine. He's genuinely a crazy person when he's out there competing. But if I was another player, it would drive me crazy.
Yeah, unless you won. If you won the ring, you would love him. You'd love him. You'd hate him playing against him.
I don't know. I wouldn't want to play with him. I really wouldn't, because the implication is Max Scherzer cares more than everybody else.
No,
and until you care as much as Max Scherzer, then you're not doing it well enough.
I don't.
And if you had a team full of 26 Max Scherzers,
go crazy.
It would be a nightmare. It would be a nightmare.
Yeah, but you don't got one, and he came through yesterday in a spot that.
But why is he so special that he gets to be the one?
What do you mean? That's his personality. I don't look. Those guys are crazy. I don't like that necessarily either. But I think he's, obviously he's had a great career, and the fact that he was able to turn back the clock a little bit last night, I was massively impressed. And like I said, I would have lost $1,000 on that game because that was easy money. I'm looking at that thing going, this is a joke. And by the way, he walked 2 in a row. He tried to give it away to Seattle. They didn't capitalize. And now, Benny, the panic.
Base running mistake did not help them there. Had the tying run going to be coming up.
Naylor got thrown out at third. The guy got picked off first. It's just the lights get bright. you start going outside of your comfort zone, just like the Brewers are doing. They're not the Brewers that won 96 games. You watch this team and you go, how'd you guys win 65 games? I mean, really, like you look at them and they're little. They just like little dudes up there trying to slap balls into the gap off of these incredible pitchers that the Dodgers have. And I'm telling you, man, like it keeps reinforcing to me. And I don't know if you guys feel the same way. It keeps reinforcing to me. I don't care about the regular season anymore. I don't care. Build your team for October.
All right. So Vlad Guerrero Jr. is having a monster postseason. Hit his 5th home run of the playoffs last night. And, I don't follow the Blue Jays in the regular season that closely, but he went back and looked, and he didn't have a particularly great regular season. It was fine.
Vladdy, yeah. It was okay. It was okay.
He had 23 home runs, 2 less than Tatis. I mean, you think that guy is, he's
a monster.
Monster power. Tatis, who we all said had a disappointing power season, had more home runs than Vlad Guerrero Jr. Their OPS-wise, average-wise, Vlad a little better than Tatis. Tatis, though, had 2 more WAR than Vlad Guerrero Jr. Really good comp between those two players. Yeah. Vlad Guerrero Jr. has had a chance now to shine on the postseason stage.
The 5 bombs?
5 bombs, yeah.
Man.
I think that's what you're hoping for from Tatis. He's done it in other playoffs where he's been a monster. He can be a monster like Vlad is. Wasn't a monster this year for the Padres. In 3 games, never really got a chance to get going, didn't get going, and the Padres were out.
Yeah.
Same thing could have happened to Vlad Jr. very easily. They lose a couple of games early, doesn't get a chance to get going, but he had the opportunity, and he is now cashing in with a postseason, that is cementing or building on his legacy and reputation. And people will point to this now. You remember what Vlad did back in the 2025 playoffs?
Yep.
He's such a great gamer, primetime player sort of thing. But
he started slow, didn't do anything in Toronto.
No,
and has come on and helping lead his team.
Maybe Tatis would have locked in had the Padres played some more games, would have had a huge monster postseason. But unless you get the opportunity, kind of my point here, it's hard to judge in 3 games whether a guy had a good or a bad postseason. But now, once you've had 9-10 games to play, now the numbers are starting to show, and Vlad is having a monster postseason.
And again, you guys know me, man. Like, out of the 3 of us, who watches more regular season baseball than me? Or do you guys? I watch the most. I love baseball. I love the regular season. I'm watching these playoffs going, oh God, it's making me literally not care. It's making me not care. I just want to build a team for October. Now, and follow me here, Benny. Talked to Skip the other day, said, how do you win in October? He said, Woodsy, one word, it's slug. Okay, we've heard that. We've heard all the stats. The team with the most home runs wins 95, whatever the stats say. It bears it out in a big sample size, big enough to know, all right, we got to hit the ball out of the ballpark. If you built your team for slug and they got to the postseason and they didn't slug, is there going to be anyone am I going to come on the airwaves on Monday and go, should have gotten some slap contact, guys, man? No, I'm not. It's hard to hit. They didn't hit, but we have the right team.
The slug they're getting is from the player who's the most like the player we have in Tatis.
I know.
They didn't get slug from Vlad Jr. this season.
No, they got 25 bombs.
23
bombs.
23. But he's doing it in the playoffs. So you could say they didn't build their way. They didn't build themselves for this, but they're getting it now.
Well,
so did the Padres.
He's a slugger.
So is Manny Machado. So is Fernando Tatis Jr. They have sluggers on the team who didn't slug.
Yeah.
And the Blue Jays got their slug from some of the other guys on the roster who haven't really been doing it. They even have Bo Bichette play a game yet, in the postseason. Some of the other guys, Varsho, he had a couple of good games early, but he's been quieter lately. I mean,
Ian says the Blue Jays are a contact team.
They are very much. They strike out like the Padres, very, very little.
Did they not slug a lot in the regular season?
They slugged more than the Padres
40
for
home
sure.
runs more than we did.
Okay,
yeah, they slugged. They had a deeper lineup.
Comparing
what the Blue Jays have that the Padres don't. They're not putting in a Luis Ariz. They don't have their 7 and 8 home run hitters at the bottom. At the bottom, they're getting 20 to 25 from those guys too. So those are the extra 40. The sluggers are the sluggers.
I guess comparing anybody to the San Diego Padres slug wise, you're going to look,
of course,
way better.
The Brewers weren't a slug team either. They still hit way more homers than the Padres. They were like 18th as opposed to 28th.
Yeah.
Everybody hit more, but it's not that the Padres sluggers aren't slugging enough. They didn't quite this year, but Tatis and Machado weren't the slug problem. Gavin Sheets wasn't the slug problem. It's those other guys who don't hit any, near the bottom of the order. The Fermin is, was a massive upgrade, but no slug at all.
Half your roster can't be in single
digits. No slug. Jake is not, a slug guy. He'll hit a few, but you can't hit enough home runs when 4 of your guys are single digit or just 10 home run hitters every season.
Ray said Blue Jays led the league in OPS. That's on base plus slug.
They got on base was amazing too. They got on base a lot this year.
So getting on base
and
slugging them in is good.
Third. They were third. No, it's still very good. Still very good. So again, and I hate that I'm in that, and maybe it's just the fact that I'm watching playoff games and it's making me sick that we're not in it. But I'm like, oh my God, this is what you live for. This is really what you play 162 for, and build your team with the ability to hit the ball in the gaps and hit the ball out of the ballpark. But again, I do realize that there's some factor of luck involved in that, because when you have guys that don't, Jimenez has just homered in 2 straight games. He's not a home run hitter. So it just, some guys shine brighter in October.
But he's enough of one.
He's enough of one
at the bottom of the lineup is exactly what the Padres need. Something like that.
Yep.
That's the difference right now. All right, let's take a time out. When we come back, get to Don't Do This. One of our colleagues at the Fan in Pittsburgh sent out a tweet he might be regretting today. We can get to that coming up.
Yeah, sometimes you don't place bets. Yeah, you don't make bets like this. I think that's not a great idea.
Especially for one game on a Thursday night. I'll get to that coming up next, and then Darren Smith at the bottom of the hour. Ben Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Quickly, gang, not sure what your weekend plans are, but if you are in the market for a new whip, highly recommend heading down to Sedano Ford and Lincoln in La Mesa for the October Spooktacular savings going on right now. So we enjoy San Diego's endless fall sunshine and incredible savings. Manny Sedano, Marine vet, car matchmaker extraordinaire. Guy is firmly entrenched in the car business and really knows what he's doing. He's offering unbeatable deals like the 2025 Ford Mach-E Select for $341 a month and just $1 down. Need a truck? The 2025 Ford F-150 STX, again, $1 down, $467 a month. Grab the 2025 Bronco Sport Big Ben, just $1 down, $335 a month. And if you're looking for savings and luxury, how about the 2025 Lincoln Corsair Hybrid all-wheel drive, $355 a month on a 36-month lease. That's pretty incredible. Visit their inventory at Sedano Ford and Lincoln Megastore and fall into great savings with $1 down savings all month long. Let them know Woodsy sent you down there. For more details about these offers, go to SedanoFord.com or SedanoLincoln.com and keep it spooky.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Darren Smith coming up at the bottom of the hour. First, though, let's get to Don't Do This. It is brought to you by Trust and Will.
Don't
leave your entire estate, house, kids, and life savings up to chance if and when you die.
Do
set up a Trust or Will online at trustandwill.com.
This
is a lot more affordable than you think, Joe. Visit trustandwill.com for more info. And all three of our DDT stories today come from the same game last night.
Right.
Thursday night football, Steelers, Bengals. You heard it here on 97.3 The Fan.
Well,
and it was a good game.
Well, yeah,
another good primetime game.
The baseball was getting out of control up in Seattle, so I flipped over to Amazon Prime, and I got there right at the right time. Aaron Rodgers has the ball. They're driving. They're down.
I was watching at the same time. 30-24.
2 minutes left.
2:20
left. At 30-24, Aaron Rodgers drops back, evades the rush, and a vintage Aaron Rodgers throw down the field, touchdown, Steelers.
I thought it was going to be intercepted.
I mean,
and
he
then
threw
it went
it into
through
coverage,
the defense, and then Freiermuth just ran to 68 yards all the way.
Yep.
But they scored too soon.
So the Don't Do This was, as he is very, very excited. He's running off the field. He's kind of pumping his fist. He gets bodied and tackled from behind by his own teammate, then, Broderick Jones, who was so excited. He jumped on Aaron Rodgers and tackled him to the ground and landed on him. And Aaron Rodgers got up, and he was fit to be tied. He was furious.
It's almost as though Broderick Jones didn't remember he was a 300-plus pound
like
man, just like jumping on the shoulders of his teammate.
Right.
And bro, he's 41, and you got 200 pounds on the guy.
Tore his ACL last year. I'd say.
And Aaron was not happy about it.
He was livid. Actually shoved him.
Yeah.
Was furious about it.
Happy.
And I think for good reason. I really do. I think for good reason. Like, hey, dude, smarten up, relax. You don't need to tackle me. What if he got hurt? What if that guy jumping on him knocked him out? If
you're Broderick Jones in that moment and how sick you feel, like it's Aaron Rodgers gets up and screams at you, and you're like, you want to hide. You're in this sold-out stadium,
bro.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
I'm sure everything's fine today.
I can't believe I did that. Well, I don't know. I mean, they didn't. They did not win the game, which brings us to
that's true.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
they
not
went
why
ahead.
they lost.
That's not why they lost, but they did not win the game, which brings us to part 2 of Don't Do This. And this is from our colleague, Andrew Filipponi, one of the hosts at 93.7 The Fan in Pittsburgh, who tweeted yesterday afternoon, "There's no way the Steelers lose tonight. In fact, I'll get my nipples pierced with no numbing agents if they lose to the Bungles. It ain't happening."
He'll get his nipples pierced. Radio hosts are known for this. I've done it. Got myself in some hot water before. I'll do this if we lose. I'll do this if we win. I stupidly did I'll shotgun a Red Bull if Tim Hill gets out of this. And that son of a bitch got out of the bases loaded, nobody out jam. And I had to go shotgun a Red Bull.
Yeah, I had to do a show in a diaper
Did a
when
show in a
the
diaper.
Padres hit grand slams 4 straight days.
But I'm telling you, piercing your nipple, it would have to be, if the Padres win the World Series next year, I'll get a nipple pierced. That was just something like that. Not a friggin' Thursday night football game between the Steelers and the Bengals.
Elisa says, WTF, piercing places don't use numbing agents.
What, do they not?
Well, I know with your ears, they just have that quick gun, piercing gun. I've never had. Have you ever had anything pierced?
It's my penis. That's it. No, I haven't. Not my ears. Yeah.
You did pierce
Yeah.
your ears.
Yeah, both.
They're not pierced anymore.
No.
When did you do that?
16?
Age 16.
Yeah.
And you did both of them.
Furious. Yeah.
Dad,
2016?
Gary was not happy about it.
No.
He just came home one day.
Yeah. Went to Texas for the summer to see family when we lived in Connecticut, where I went back to my hometown and ended up going to the mall, going to Claire's, and got a little diamond stud. And he was none too pleased. Then pierced my other one senior year of high school. He was not happy.
What did you put in the other one? A hoop?
Actually, I had 2 in this one and 1 in this one.
Really?
Yeah. I had
Paulie, any piercings?
Nope.
No
Never
piercing.
had one.
It was out by the time Paulie was in high school. No, he did it. And you see a little bit now. It is jarring when you see it now. You're like, whoa, okay, you got your ear pierced. It's wild.
Oh, edgy.
Ooh, so edgy. It actually is edgy again, I think.
I think so too.
Because back then, everybody had it. And all of us wore two
Yeah.
little hoop earrings, and makes me cringe.
Never had a piercing. Never really had the desire for it.
Now
Got a
you
tattoo that hurt, but I want more.
Yeah.
you have famously sensitive nipples, though. So
They're so tiny. Imagine trying to get
Pierce
a
that.
needle through this little. If you have those big, thick, rony nipples, you're fine. This little guy,
Very small.
they're so tiny. Why are we showing the diaper picture? I didn't ask.
that's
for
on
this.
Paulie.
But I
Radio hosts making dumb bets.
I don't think I could have. Is he going to do it? He has to now. He put it out there.
It's embarrassing either way. Now you are either humiliated for doing it or humiliated for not doing it. Pick your poison.
What would you, if you had to pierce something today? What would it be? Ear?
Ear.
What about your belly button?
I don't
You
have,
have
I
an
really have
outie.
one.
Oh yeah.
I don't really
Let me
have
see
one.
it again.
It's getting.
What do you mean it's getting? Oh, it's so weird. It's got like a hood.
Yeah, it's not great.
Well, you can pierce the hood there.
It's not great. I don't want that.
A little loop.
No.
No. All right. Let's do some doo-doo.
That brings us to our do this.
DD mega doo
Let's just straight give it up for Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco, everybody.
Dude, how many times
Joe Flacco.
has he been cast on the garbage heap of the NFL?
He's
only to
unbelievable.
rise again. And last night, Joe Flacco threw for 342 yards and 3 touchdowns on a team that he's been with for 8-9 days.
Yep.
And outdueled fellow 40-something Aaron Rodgers to win the game and really save the season, at least for now, for the Cincinnati Bengals, who, I mentioned yesterday, if they lost, Pittsburgh was pretty much running away with the division, but now they're a game and a half back. They got some momentum, and they're just trying to survive until, maybe Joe Burrow gets back late in the season. But Joe Flacco seems like he was just what they needed. And a division rival gave them to him.
Yeah, yes.
Gave Joe Flacco.
Midweek division rival goes here's Flacco.
People around football were going, why would you give
Mike
Joe
Tomlin
Flacco?
said it.
Mike Tomlin said, why? Now he was
right.
Why would you give a division rival what they needed to save their season?
Hey, LA, I know your bullpen is a little bit dicey. How's Mason Miller? Will he work for you? Well, Adrian Morehone as well. What? Doesn't make any sense. I liked it, dude. And it was a cool moment between Rodgers and Flacco at the end when they went up and they looked at each other. It was almost like that look of like, USOB, you got me. And he's like, yeah, I did. And a big hug. And he said after the game, I can't wait to talk to my wife tonight, hear it in her voice and all of those things. Talking to family reminds you of how special this is. He's incredible. That was an incredible performance.
41, I think, right?
41,
40. So 81 combined years old between those two quarterbacks. Joe Flacco, pretty damn good career.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers,
Super
one of
Bowl,
the best to ever do it. And I thought they only have one Super Bowl each.
Yeah.
And that is Don't and Do This for a Friday.
That was Don't Do This with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
It showed how hard it is to win a Super Bowl. My God.
100%.
Purple in the chat says, didn't expect Ben to be so hairy, to be honest.
I didn't either, actually.
What's the expectation of? Maybe that's what I need for my birthday. Body hair trimmer. I don't have one of those.
You've never
done.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Done. How about it? You want to get lasered? I can smooth you out. I won't do it, but I can.
Why won't you do it?
Hot wax.
I'm not, because I don't need it, dude. I'm almost hairless. And I don't shave any of this. I just am naturally like hairless.
I do need some help in that probably department.
Live out that scene from 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Yeah. Waxed. Want to get waxed?
Ah, Kelly Clarkson.
It doesn't sound fun.
I think I got my nose hairs waxed on the air one time. It hurts like a.
I'm telling you right now, it's not a good birthday present, but the audio of Ben getting waxed,
just pulling out one nose hair
kills you.
It's the worst feeling.
I know we have Darren coming on.
I feel like my brain's going to explode.
But does your nose hair grow at an alarming?
Yes, it's starting to get there.
Paulie, I'll zap it in the morning, and by the time I get home at 3, I'm like, what happened? What is happening?
Oh.
You're supposed to lose hair when you get older.
There's no alternative to getting old. You don't want the alternative of not getting old.
That's true. It's regenerating at an alarming rate. Fast. I have to carry one around in my pocket, I think.
And I hate
just the pop. Yeah, let's get to Darren.
All right, Darren Smith coming up
he's
next
going to be fired up today.
On San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 000-466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
Mentioned I was down at 7 Mile Casino yesterday. Went to lunch at Sammy's. Had the Kung Pao chicken off the 24/7 players menu. It was phenomenal as always, but even at like 11:45 on a Thursday, good action. Oh, yeah, it was busy. Good. It was absolutely busy. There were some people at the, California-style blackjack tables were pretty full. There was some poker action going on the right side. And like 3 or 4 of the Baccarat tables there, which are right next to Sammy's. I was kind of watching them for a little bit as I was waiting to get my food, and just they were into it. It was a good scene on a Thursday.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you because I know you got the Kung Pao, which never disappoints. The vibe was good at 7 Mile Casino.
Yeah, a lot of people having lunch. Families, I said, coming in, we're having lunch. Yep. There were some old ladies doing lunch at 7 Mile. It's comfortable. They got big booths. I sat at the bar. Just wanted to, it was a one top, so I was by myself. But always a great spot. TVs were on. Everything was just as it should have been at 7 Mile Casino yesterday.
And for the tier ones listening, make sure you get down there, man. Just 7 minutes from downtown. You won't be disappointed. No slot machines, no cigarette smoke blowing in your face. It's not your everyday average casino, and it's not your everyday average card room either. It's a really great place to go. And it should be on their billboards. If it's fancy enough for Ben Higgins, it's certainly fancy enough for you. It's also 7 minutes from downtown.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort. Now open.
Let's keep it moving. We got Darren Smith standing by, our weekly conversation. Much more to talk about after another piece from Dennis Lynn and Ken Rosenthal in The Athletic this morning about A.J. Preller's future or potential lack thereof with the San Diego Padres. We'll get to that right after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
This traffic report is driven to you by Manu Sedano, Ford, and Lincoln in La Mesa and their October Spooktacular sale. I don't want to jinx anything, but the roads are actually looking pretty good in the way of no incidents or accidents. Just seeing some of that usual slowing in the usual spots. Whoops, there is a stalled vehicle reported on southbound 5 just past Sassafras. It's in the center divide, fortunately not really causing much slowing. Just be aware of it. Your next electric ride is waiting at Sedano Ford in La Mesa for the October Spooktacular savings. Imagine the all-electric 2025 Ford Mach-E Select for just $341 a month and only $1 down. For more details about these offers, go to SedanoFord.com or SedanoLincoln.com. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben & Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
And joining us right now on our David P. Shapiro fan hotline, Darren Smith is with us. And as much as the Padres would like to tell us, nothing to see here, move on, everything's fine. It seems very clear, Darren, that that's not really the case. Not everything is fine in the front office with the San Diego Padres, and probably hasn't been in a very long time.
Whatever are we talking about? Good morning.
Good morning, buddy.
Yeah, it's just it's another Padre offseason, isn't it?
It is.
So, yeah, I mean, it's a good thing that we're all sort of conditioned for this kind of thing. Yeah, it's just an interesting look. You know, I think I read a little bit of that Dennis Lynn piece this morning. I presume that's what we're chatting about. And
well, that's the first. That's the first thing.
yeah. I think it's I mean, I think the thing that stands out to me is just how things have operated here. And Dennis talks about how when A.J. Preller was promoted from general manager to president of baseball operations, Eric Grupner was promoted from head of business to CEO. That was done simultaneously. Those things, Peter takes over in November of 2020, I think, and then in January, February 2021, this is the structure that's get announced, and you can visualize it, right? Peter's on top, left-hand man, right-hand man, 2 equal houses. This is the way the business is going to be. And what Dennis points out here today, I think, is a little bit of a shift that now we know one of those two parties, which were considered equal parts back when Peter was making calling the shots, got promoted, and the other one has not. So
they're extended.
Yeah, right, extended. So, right, they were promoted and extended back in 2021. Now one of them has been extended and maybe promoted a little bit because there was that detail about a piece of ownership. So yeah. I mean, I think it's interesting, and I think it just lends itself to questions and also explains a little bit that things have evolved and things have changed here, which we all knew.
I don't know if you heard the show yesterday at all, Darren, but at the end of the show, we were teasing your appearance today. And I said, I've watched a couple of Darren's clips about the Mike Schilt situation. And I said, I think for the first time in my life, having listened to Darren since I moved here 15 years ago, I said, I don't know where he stands. I feel like he's just pissed, and which I totally understand because I'm kind of in the same boat. I go, I can't quite drill down, not on your point, but like where are you standing? And I went back and read our text, and I go, I can't discern. Like, was he expecting this, or like, no, it was more like we knew what we were getting into with Mike. Where did you kind of stand on that? Like I think you believe what happened, but
Right.
where did you kind of fall on that? Because I couldn't quite pinpoint it really for the first time since I've known you.
Yeah.
It was like you were just
maybe
mad. Like you were just mad. Like Mike Schultz just a jerk. Like we heard this,
Yeah.
and I just couldn't discern where you were.
Yeah, it was kind of like, has anybody ever listened to him on Bed and Woods? Like, has anybody watched Mike Schultz operate in a post-game press conference setting? Is it and I don't want to come across like I'm knocking the reporting, because I think the reporting was very good. I read through the AC piece many times. I mean, you're right. I do find myself kind of all over the place as it relates to Mike Schultz, because I read through it all and I thought, yeah, that checks out. That sort of checks out with how Mike Schultz presented himself and the things that were being said about Mike Schultz. So, is that what you have to do to win 90 games? No, I don't think so. You just talked to Skip Schumacher the other day. I don't think that's the way Skip Schumacher goes about his business, but that's the way Mike Schultz went about his business. And I don't know that it was a huge secret. That was just a trade-off that the organization was willing to make, because this is a coach who, if you give him 162 games to manage, he will win 90 games. He's done it all 4 times that he's managed through a 162 game season. So, I think you're right, because I don't think it is like as black and white as, is he a good guy or is he a dickhead? Is he, this? It's like, well, you're going to put up with a certain level of how he operates, because you do get results. And I think even some of the coaches who were quoted or referenced in the story admitted as much. Like, we were better because of him, but we hated him at the end of the day. And that just felt like a trade-off that people were willing to make for a short amount of time. So I don't care about him, I think, is the ultimate point. Like, I don't care about Mike Schultz. I don't care ever to talk about him again. I don't know also what the conclusion I'm supposed to draw from that piece is. Is that why they lost in the playoffs?
I don't think so. See, it's such an easy story if they won 70 games each in the last 2 seasons.
100%.
And the reason why they're not successful is because Mike Schultz not a good people person with his staff, and no one wanted to play hard for him. And that it's done. It's easy. It's such a hard story because all these things about Mike Schultz are true. He's difficult. It's, you can tell it. It's obvious, as you said. But he wins, and that's what you want as fans. That's what you want as an organization, which is why this is such a hard story to really take a strong opinion on either way.
Right. I mean, I think that's really well said, and I think people, there are lots of people who are difficult to work with in life. Lindsay, I heard you talking about
Ben's one of them.
How demanding you could be, and it really resonated, because there were times where I'm sure I was an a-hole to the people that worked on the show, because it was my name on the show.
Yeah.
And if I didn't feel like the energy was right, like I didn't, and if something isn't going right, who's everybody going to blame? They're not going to go blame the assistant hitting coach. They're not going to blame the fielding coordinator. They're going to blame Mike Schultz. Now, again, I don't think you have to operate that way. Skip Schumacher doesn't have to operate that way, but maybe Mike Schultz felt like he did.
Yeah.
And again, I also think this is not a big surprise that this is the kind of person that he had been. But the other side of it is like, well, would that story have come out if he was still here? Did people know this? Were they loading up to drop this sort of thing? I just think that all the details, as good as they were and as interesting as the story might have been, I guess I'm just not understanding the point. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this. Yeah, like, it's good. Like, oh, okay, wow, that's interesting. But what does it mean? Were they all going to quit? Like, was he going to get fired? Were they going to have an intervention? Were they going to send him to counseling? What were they going to do? Did it have anything to do with them losing? Could they have won more games, or would they have lost less games if he hadn't been wired this way? And I don't know that I've landed on a conclusion from the story. It's interesting, but what was the point?
Yeah, I think that's a really fair question, D. Smith. And I just saw a little blurb about Bruce Bochy and Tim Flannery, our buddy, was quoted in it, and he said, it's not for the easily bruised working with Boch. It's not
brutal sport.
Right. But
brutal.
You know what makes it all worthwhile? When Flan posts that picture of those rings on his finger. That's what makes it worth it. I've talked to him before. And he's like, that's what you do it for. You do it for the rings. And had I not gotten the rings, I would have been crazier than I already am right now, So you got
But
them.
it took a while to
It
get
took
there,
a while,
and he got fired before, he was able to go get those rings.
Yep.
Right. Like he got fired by the Padres. And, there was a period of time there where it was probably healthy for Flan in the analysis of it. But, it was bad. And that was a unique style. Now, I think the difference is that people like Bruce Bochy, and Bruce Bochy made it clear that he does like his coaches. It was just he would be tough on them during games. And if Ryan Klesko ran through a stop sign, this is probably the clip that you saw, he wouldn't go yell at Ryan Klesko. He'd yell at Flannery.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because he thought maybe players seeing their coaches get in trouble would have an impact on them. I don't know. Maybe players are different today. Maybe they don't care about that stuff. But he thought maybe that would make the players better, instead of them just shutting down. It's like, oh man, I feel bad. I just got this guy yelled at in front of the whole clubhouse.
Trouble. Yeah.
Yeah. But Bochy also had another side where he would take his coaches out. They go to dinner, they go drink wine, they go do all sorts of stuff. They go fishing in the offseason.
Yeah.
So, he was much more likable. I've never met anybody that liked Mike Schilt, but I'm sure they exist somewhere. I just don't know where they are.
Darren, big game tomorrow, last regular season game for SDFC going up to Portland.
Run.
Portland, a team that's fighting to stay out of the wild card game or whatever they call it in MLS Cup playoffs. SDFC still can finish in first place if they win and Vancouver loses. Give us a little preview of tomorrow's game against the Timbers.
Currently sitting second, have an opportunity to finish anywhere from first, second, third, or fourth, depending on results. Also could play one of 7 different teams in the playoffs next week. So it's kind of all over the place. But yeah, there's still a lot on the line. I think the best way and the easiest way is, SDFC wants to win this game, and they want to win this game not just to carry momentum and all that. They could set another MLS record for road wins with 12. Nobody has ever done that. That's not an expansion record. That would be an MLS record. So that's number 1. Number 2, they would finish no worse than the 2 seed, which is really good. Of course, you want to be the 1. You hope Vancouver loses, but I'm not so sure I would bet on that. You finish one of the top 2, you get an invitation to that tournament that I keep rambling on about, the CONCACAF Champions Cup. So that would be good. And you're setting yourself up. I mean, you could end up playing Portland. This is kind of crazy, depending on the way everything else shakes out. You will play Portland coming up with your final regular season game on Saturday at 6:00. And then you might be facing them in the playoffs in a best of 3. So you could potentially be playing Portland 4 straight times if it shakes out that way. So there's still a lot to play for. I love what our guy Mikey Vadas had to say yesterday. He talked about some of the MLS records that they've set, 18 wins, 60 points. He goes, there's one other MLS expansion record that I want. 1998 Chicago Fire, 1 MLS Cup. I would like to have that record as well.
That would be phenomenal.
I loved it. I just love the messaging there that we are happy. We are very, very proud of what we've accomplished by setting some of these MLS expansion records. But we do have one other MLS expansion record that we like, and that would be 1998 Chicago Fire. So I'm here for it. Looks like we're mostly healthy. Everybody returned back from international duty. So it's a big one. It's decision day in Major League Soccer. So a lot still to be decided.
And they will definitely have their first playoff game at home, whoever it's against. I had Tom Penn come by the studio this week, the CEO. He said they'll know Saturday night, like when the game's going to be. It'll depend on TV. It's probably either Saturday or Sunday next week. But they also have, he showed me, they brought it, some scarves for the first 25,000 fans. They're going to away for the playoff game next week. But you need to still stay tuned to find out when and against whom that is going to be.
Nice. You got a freebie, huh? Got a little bit of
no, he
swag
actually
there.
took it away at the end of the interview because they didn't have any extra. He said, well, he said, you get the first one, handed it to me on the air. And then Daisy and Vicky, who were with him, said, actually, we need that back. We don't have another one. So they said, we'll bring you another one later.
You got your hands up.
Totally. We'll totally bring it. Make sure he gets one.
Yeah. Well, will you guys pierce your nipples if SDFC finishes top of the Western Conference?
Ben said he would wax his chest.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We had a manscaping discussion earlier.
We did.
You're down for it. We need you.
Yeah.
You know, we need all the support we can get over here. So shave that chest.
Shave
Is it a hairy one or what?
Oh, it's hairy.
Oh, yeah.
Hairier than a lot of people thought it
They
would
were
be.
very surprised.
It's like Tom Selleck. Paul Stanley.
Magnum
over here.
PI is cool.
He is cool.
Yeah.
but you can't grow
I guess
a mustache.
because Ben always buttons his shirt up like Preller.
That's
you
right.
just never get exposure.
Never. He never lets it flow,
True.
man.
Even at the beach, I'm reluctant to go shirtless. So.
He wears an old Kevin Garnett jersey at the beach.
Those
So-
1920
that guy
bathing
with the
suits
sweater
that
on
go
it
all the
there?
way up. Yeah. Darren, thank you so much.
By the way, the multiple pierced ears was
It was
for Woodsy. Yeah, it was good
you
too.
can't be surprised.
Have a
Come
great
on.
weekend, Darren. We'll talk to you next Friday.
See you, fellas. Thank
Thanks,
you.
buddy.
There is Darren Smith on our David P. Shapiro fan hotline facing criminal charges. Trust David P. Shapiro criminal defense attorneys helping clients regain control since 2010. There's a davidpshapirolaw.com. We will come back. I want to comment a little bit on something Darren had to say there in that interview. We'll also play Take on Woods and get to our Padres smorgasbord, which is going to jump off from what Eno Saris was talking about yesterday, which is what the Padres need this offseason: power and pitching. How do they get there, and what's the most important need for the Padres this offseason? It's all coming up. Ben Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
We are halfway home on a Friday. Ben and Woods, 97.3, The Fan. Lovely to be with you this morning and talking about all things, Padres baseball. And never a dull moment, as we've said every single day this week. Absolutely something that we have said every single show of the week. I'm Woodsy. Paul Rindle's the executive producer, and Ben Higgins, friendly neighborhood sports anchor. Admire you very much because you do a lot of the heavy lifting on the program. And when you're gone, I have to do the heavy lifting, but I usually end up dropping most of the heavy lifting. It doesn't usually get done. I fumble through I always forget when traffic is. Those are the things I'm not good at. You're very good at the mechanics of the radio, and you're very funny and engaging as well. So I appreciate that about you. I was noticing, though, and we love all of our sponsors so much. Couldn't do it without you. But the new 97.3 The Fan hotline.
The David P. Shapiro Fan hotline.
Right.
Yeah. I told Dave, he said, I think that's like the best sponsorship on the station.
Yeah, the hotlines are great.
Like every hour, every time we have a guest,
Yeah.
get to mention his law practice every single time. We like David quite a bit. And I said, good job on sponsoring that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The tagline is, and I've watched you fumble through it a little bit from time to time.
Getting used to it.
It takes a minute.
It's fairly new.
Right. And I think you read it again.
David P. Shapiro Fan Hotline. Facing criminal charges, trust David P. Shapiro criminal defense attorneys, helping clients regain control since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com.
It's a mouthful.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about it too. Like is there a way there's probably not a way to shorten it, right?
I mean, I could say, hey, visit the DPS Fan Hotline, but I don't know that gets the
DP hotline,
the message across the way he wants to.
The DP hotline might be a different number.
DPS.
Oh,
David P. Shapiro.
David P. Shapiro.
DPS.
The DPS hotline.
Fan
It's
hotline.
different, but so is there another way? Like could you just do?
I mean, the copy is what the copy is.
Copy is what the copy
Yeah.
is. But I was like, I don't know. I just feel bad for him that he always has to. He's like kind of stumbles through it. And then David got mad at him after the first
I messed
one
up
he
the first
read.
one. Yeah, and David was listening. He texted me. I said, sorry.
He texted you
Yeah.
and said, figure it out.
Yeah.
Clean it up.
Be better.
Man, I was thinking back.
We haven't had one.
We haven't had one in
though.
forever. And the other one we had was
We've had a few. We had the Premier Chevrolet Carlsbad fan hotline.
Yeah.
The SDCCU fan hotline.
the SDCCU, and that one was easy, right? Wasn't it just, hey,
5
you're
letters,
joining us
SDC.
on the SDCCU fan hotline?
Was it?
That's easier. The David P. Shapiro hotline.
I think it was shorter copy, but I wouldn't say that it was easier. Like I remember I have SDCCU flubs burned into my brain.
I know.
back in
I
the day.
remember one that got me very, very good.
I'm sure there was a couple.
Usually on Fridays.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
Today is a Friday.
it is.
I just searched in my folder of old flubs.
Flubs.
SDCCU.
Yeah.
And I found 7.
7. By the way, I forgot to thank Mort, who appeared on our
Shout out to
SDCCU
his
fan
family.
hotline. Don't forget San Diego Crown Kid.
Oh,
yes.
Oh, there was more copy at the end.
Yeah.
There was more.
Craig Elston, our SDCCU fan hotline. San Diego County Credit Union has lower.
Oh,
It changed too. Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, that's right.
They mixed it up.
Pre-Woods. though.
Pre-Woods on our SDCU fan hotline.
what?
I
As
love
you?
that.
Oh,
God,
that.
oh.
I know which one you're thinking of.
Yeah.
I think.
It's,
All
of course.
11 San Diego Penske dealerships going to host it. San Diego SDCCU has super low rates.
Hmm.
By the way, SDCCU remains open. Rest assured, your funds are federal. Yeah. That was during the pandemic.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, joining us right now on our SDCU.
Yes.
Just try to take that one a little
fast.
John Bookshambi on our SDCCU fan hotline, SDCCU online. And let me start over again.
Oh, it lends a lot of credibility.
Oh, hang on.
It lends a lot of credibility to my theory that he was drunk the entire pandemic.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't do this anymore.
Those were like 2 years worth of flubs, and he was just drunk.
I think he drank every single day during the pandemic, and he didn't tell me.
Here's the one that you were thinking of. This wasn't so much alcohol induced. I think we forgot to plug Ben in.
Yes.
No purchase necessary. For details,
Visit SDCCU.com.
What?
I need it over.
That wasn't a glitch. Did you not hear?
It was a bubble.
Like I was running out, like my.
Okay, he's running out of breath in the beginning.
Some sort of like chest bubble there. You could hear it. No purchase necessary for details. Visit SDCCU.com. I don't know if I was trying to stifle kind of a hiccup / burp at the same time. Visit SDCCU.com. SDCCU.com.
Oh God, that's funny. That is so good.
Visit SDCCU.com. SDCCU.com.
And he just keeps on going.
Plowing through the old.
Okay, so in my defense, how many did you say you had? Like seven?
I think 8.
8 flubs in probably
2 years,
3 years
yeah.
of something that I read every hour for 3 years. And yes, 8 times I blew it.
Yeah, we're going to talk about those 8 times.
Yeah, you should have blown into a breathalyzer too at that time because I think that was gin that was bubbling up.
Like, Visit SDCCU.com. SDCCU.com.
God, dang, that's funny, dude. Funny. So anyway,
David, it could be a lot worse.
It could be David. That's really the gist of that. Is that it could be.
Need a lawyer? Call David P. Shapiro.com.
David P. Shapiro.com. Shapiro. That's brilliant. I don't think he drinks anymore, Paulie, like he did. So, back in the day. You were drunk every day, weren't you? You were. Just admit it. It's okay. It was years ago. You drank every single day.
No.
You're lying. You're lying. I would tell
you.
The
audio tells a different story.
The audio, because he would slur and stuff.
Visit SDCCU.com. I was operating on 3 hours of sleep most days.
Yeah, that's
much
true.
better now.
That's very, very
much
true.
better now.
Eric's really coming to your defense in the chat. I mean, like very much coming to your defense. Says Woods can do Goofy Halloween and Leprechaun commercials for Ford, and Ben slips once, and they're all over.
It's true.
It's absolutely true. But Eric, I'd say I'm pretty good about making fun of myself as well. I think you have to you look inward, certainly. But that was incredible. Blop, that blop.
Before we get to take on Woods and the Padres smorgasbord, I want to just
crank your hog.
Yeah, see, we got Woods every once in a while.
Me a few times.
I want to comment on something that Darren said, and when we were talking about the Mike Schilt piece that Kevin Acee wrote, and he asked the question: if Mike Schilt doesn't leave, does that piece get written? Does it even need to get written at all? Even if he stays, even if he leaves, does that need to come out? Is that necessary in covering a sports team? Or are we in the media
when he
going too far?
No, when he up and retires, absolutely it needs to be written.
Why? Is he being accused of any malfeasance? Is he being accused of anything criminal? Is he simply doing his job? Some people disagreed with the way he did his job, but did anybody think that Mike Schilt was negligent in doing his job as manager of the San Diego Padres? I think the answer to that is absolutely no.
I don't think so either, but that's the job.
They disagreed with the way he did it sometimes.
That's Kevin's job too.
I'm
write the story of the San Diego Padres.
I'm not saying that he's wrong either. But I think it's an interesting point because I doubt that Kevin writes that same piece if Mike Schilt is still the manager of the Padres today. And that's not an indictment of Kevin. Kevin knows he's going to have to continue to work with Mike Schilt and have some sort of professional relationship covering that team.
But he was not afraid to let it out during the season. He did it all the time. And that's the thing that bums me out when I see people, tweeting that Kevin was dancing on his grave or anything like that. All you had to do as a fan was turn on the television after the game, 1. Number 2, read his daily newsletter. How many times, guys, did we read the newsletter together in the morning and I would go, oh my God, he's dropping the hammer 50, 60, 70 times. This was not new information. I will say, any other organization, it probably doesn't get written after the season. If the manager stays, this one's different. I feel like it would. Well, this happens every year like clockwork.
I think
AJ Preller still
professional sports is different. Are you telling me that wherever you work, that you don't have a manager somewhere in the office who you disagree with their managerial style?
No, it's never happened to me. Not me.
And it doesn't get reported, in the media because no one cares
No one
what your
cares.
line of work
That's
is.
why I report it on the show.
But because it's baseball and because everyone wants to know everything that's going on with their team, it's a very public facing business. This stuff is fair game in the world of baseball. And Mike Schilt really should know that stuff is going to get out. That's not some secret that's not going to be told by people that you worked with. If you are stepping on people in ways that they don't like, it will always get out. And I think it would get out in other organizations as well. I mean, it wasn't a secret in St. Louis what was going on either. It was not.
I think, again, I think Kevin's just doing his job. I really do. And I think, would I be lying if I said there wasn't some sort of satisfaction that he got from it? Yeah, I'd be lying to you if I said that he wasn't personally satisfied by that. But
so do you view this as the typical? We've talked about it every time somebody leaves town and San Diego craps all over them on the way out. Do you view this Mike Schilt stuff as part of that? Because I think we as a fan base are respecting what he did. He won
100%. That's what makes it so.
He was successful.
That's what makes it
so
interesting.
Wasn't even that good, anyways.
Right.
Like, team sucked anyways while he was here.
I remember.
Good riddance, he's gone.
I remember defending Bob Melvin. After 23, even after 23, right? Like, I put it mostly on the players at that point. But then, then stuff comes out. That Bob's like, yeah, I was gazing wistfully at the dugout across the way. And I'm like, wait. You had a job to do here. So that pissed me off.
I feel like Kevin's job and our job are not that dissimilar.
No, they're not. We're not down there every day, though.
We're not down there every day. But his job is to do two things. He is to cover the San Diego Padres honestly and fairly. He can't make things up. He has to report things that he's actually hearing from people in the organization. He has to be an ethical journalist. I believe that he is. He did not make up sources or quotes. These were things that were told to him. I have no doubt that all of this is true. The other part of his job is he's selling newspapers or subscriptions online or whatever. Interesting things that people want to read.
Correct.
And people want to read this. There's no doubt that people want to read this. In that sense, I feel like we're the same way. We cover the San Diego Padres. We talk about them, and I feel a very strong obligation to always talk about them honestly. I don't make things up about the San Diego Padres. Even if I thought it was interesting and would drive ratings, which is my other job, is to do compelling radio and be interesting and get you to listen to this program. I'm not going to do it by lying.
Right.
Other radio hosts have had no problem doing
Zero
that.
problem. Still don't.
They
Zero
think, hey,
problem.
I don't know if this is true or not, but I know this will be interesting and it will get people to listen. So I'm going to say it.
We don't do that,
I will not do that. Woods will not do that. Paul will never do that. We will never make things up because we think it would be interesting.
We've had opportunities and you're like, you hear something, you're like, man, I have not heard anybody else run with that story. And you want to like triple confirm it because it's your ass if it's not true or if it doesn't shake out that way or whatever. But like, we've had those conversations
many times.
And I don't want to say take the high road, but we
haven't done it.
You're at a crossroads and we're going left when we could have gone right.
That's why I feel like it's similar. And I think Kevin did his job writing that story.
I do too.
No more, no less.
That's it.
That was his job. He did it. Will there be, if AJ leaves, will there be a similar piece? Maybe. I bet there's some people in the organization that
I feel like they've already been written. I feel like they're written about him every single offseason. Every single offseason, you can set your watch to it. Something about AJ Preller, the ownership, whatever. It happens every year that we've been here, certainly. So, look, it feels a little dysfunctional right now, which it always does when things like this happen. How do you get it together? How do you move forward? How do you right the ship? How do you put together a roster? Who's going to be the person that does it? These are all the questions for the offseason. How do you move past this? How do you move forward?
Remember, none of this is new. And somehow every year they've managed to put a competitive, usually winning team on the field. Because that's also their job, is what they're trying to do as well. And bring people to Petco Park, fans into the seats, and they've been wildly successful at
And
that.
it just the thing that the article today does to me is I go, oh man, yesterday was about, ooh, who would you like to be the skipper? And then today it's going to be like, who's going to be the general manager or the president of baseball operations? Who hires the new manager? If he's gone, who's then going to hire the managers? Is it Eric? Is it John? Is it Eric Katsenda? Who's going to be responsible for hiring the next skipper of the San Diego Padres, right? Like I have to focus on down the road. I can't do anything about Mike Schilt. Mike Schilt's not here anymore. And so how do you move forward? Who's going to be playing, first base for the San Diego Padres next year? Who's going to be in the starting rotation? Those are always the questions that you want answered in the offseason, except we get all this extracurricular crap about ego and about infighting, and it happens all the time. And who gets hosed? We do. The fans. The fans get hosed. That's it. Every single year. Figure your stuff out, guys. Figure it out. You guys work in baseball. The coolest gig on the planet. AJ says it all the time. He said it in his presser 50 times. I get to come to work at a ballpark. Is it hard? Is it stressful? Hell yeah, it is. But I get to come to work at a ballpark with a rabid fan base. So you don't want to lose that rabid fan base. You don't want to backslide. There is some thought as a Padres fan, and I think you're lying to yourself if you say that this isn't the case. Are you now the Utah Jazz in their prime and in their heyday going, what does it even matter? What does it even matter? There's some of that. I have some of that. Rhino Hearn's back. Great. Oh, we're going to go out and get, Ranger Suarez. Well, that'll put us over the edge in October against the Dodgers. There is a part of me that's like, we're the Jazz, man. We got Malone. We got Stockton. They're great players. But look who's over there. You got Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. There is some of that. So I'm trying to work through that on my own.
I am too.
And because it's baseball, anything can happen.
They can have a disastrously bad season filled with injuries, and they did this year. Yes, and they're still going to win the World Series.
And they still are going to win the World Series. Ben, injuries, finger quotes injuries.
All right, let's take a timeout. When we come back, our last game this week of Take on Woods musical trivia with the chance to qualify for the trip to Las Vegas, the Jerry Seinfeld tickets. Go head-to-head against Woodsy coming up next. 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. That is coming up next with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, if you're getting ready for your sports weekend, you're going to be watching college football, pro football, basketball's about to get started. You better download that Prize Picks app now and start playing daily fantasy to turn all your sports watching and sports knowledge into real money just by setting daily fantasy lineups between 2 and 6 players and picking against the numbers more or less on stat projections with your lineups. Who are you watching this weekend? Is it Josh Allen? Is it Saquon Barkley? Will it be Luka Doncic? Will it be Steph Curry? Look for those max discount squares like Steph Curry 1/2 of 1 point coming up in their opener in just a few days. Add that to your lineup. Makes it even easier to win with Prize Picks. When you download the app, though, to get you started, make sure you use the code KWFN. You're going to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. That's a lot of play for very little money. $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup by using the code KWFN. Get started today. It's Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for details.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Got a Padres smorgasbord coming up in just a couple of minutes. We're going to discuss.
It changes the tone, though. The article today changes the tone of it, I think.
Not today's Padres smorgasbord, does it?
Don't you think a little bit?
I don't.
So much is up in the air, but
I don't think
we'll
it has
see.
anything to do with the Padres' needs or the Padres' needs. Whether AJ Preller is the guy making the decision or they hire you as the next general manager, you're going to need to find some power and some starting pitching. We talked about that with Eno Saris yesterday. The question is, with whatever the resources are, how much do you devote toward starting pitching? How much do you devote toward power? What is your really biggest need? We're going to kind of divide it up and discuss that coming up. First, though, it's time to play our last game of the week. Let's get to it. Let's take on Woods. Take on Woods brought to you by Bay Alarm Security and fire alarms for every business. We got you. And let's see, says Martin on my screen. Marty, are you there?
I'm here.
Marty or Martin? Which do you prefer?
Definitely prefer Martin.
Martin. All right, Martin. You feel like you got a chance here. It's musical trivia. Woods is pretty good at this, but you get the advantage of getting the category. You ready to play this game?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. You have 60 seconds to answer as many of the 5 questions as you can. If you don't know one, you can say pass. We'll come back to it if there's time left on the clock. First question's our 2-second song. If you can beat or tie Woods, you will qualify for our grand prize getaway to Las Vegas, 2 nights at the Flamingo, and tickets to see Jerry Seinfeld at the Coliseum at Caesars Palace on April 17th, and a $100 gas card to help get there. Get your own tickets to Jerry Seinfeld at Ticketmaster.com. Here are the categories you're choosing from today. On the Bell Curve, 5 song titles and musical artists with Bell in the name. Another Take on Woods category, 5 song titles that include the word another. And our new category, it's all 2-second songs. It's called Holding Out, 5 song titles that include the word hold. So, on the Bell Curve, another Take on Woods category or Holding Out. What's it going to be, Martin?
Let's do On the Bell Curve.
On the Bell Curve. All right. Today's category features 5 song titles and musical artists with Bell somewhere in the name. Again, 60 seconds. The first question is that 2-second song, Remember, you need to give me the song title and the artist, one of which has Bell in the name, to score that point. Martin, you ready to play?
Yep.
All right, Paulie, how are you doing?
Just about ready.
He's just about ready.
Go for it.
All right, 60 seconds on the clock. The category is on the bell curve. Martin, your time begins when Paul plays the music. Good luck. Let's take on Woods.
Poison, Belle Biv DeVoe.
Correct. July 25th, 1998 was the first time which AC/DC song played as Trevor Hoffman emerged from the Qualcomm Stadium bullpen.
Hell's Bells.
Correct. The closer who succeeded Hoffman in 2009 used which disco
Keith
tune?
Bell.
Correct. Well, what's the song, though? By Anita Ward as his walkout song.
Don't know it.
Okay, pass. Which 1984 song by Metallica shares a title with a novel by Ernest Hemingway?
For Whom the Bell Tolls.
Correct. Both Layla and which other 1971 song by Derek and the Dominoes are about Eric Clapton's unrequited love for Pattie Boyd, the wife of his friend George Harrison?
Ooh. The Bill of Change.
Incorrect. The closer who succeeded Hoffman, Keith Bell, in 2009 used which disco tune by Anita Ward as his walkout song? We ran out of time. That one's Ring My Bell by Anita Ward, and Bell Bottom Blues is Derek and the Dominoes. You got the other three: Poison, Hell's Bells, and For Whom the Bell Tolls. Is 3 going to be enough here? I don't know. This is an interesting one. Woods doesn't get the category. Martin, his score is locked in. See if Woods figures this one out. 60 seconds on the clock. Woods, your time begins when Paul plays the music. Good luck. Let's take on Martin.
Poison by Belle Biv DeVoe.
Correct. July 25th, 1998 was the first time which AC/DC song played as Trevor Hoffman emerged from the Qualcomm Stadium bullpen.
Hell's Bells.
Correct. The closer who succeeded Hoffman in 2009 used which disco tune by Anita Ward?
Keith Bell.
Which disco
song?
tune
Oh.
by Anita Ward is his walkout song?
It's his walkout song. Pass.
For which 1984 song by Metallica shares a
For
title
Whom
with
the Bell Tolls.
Correct. Both Layla and which other 1971 song by
Bell
Derek?
Bottom Blues.
Correct. The closer who succeeded Hoffman in 2009 used which disco tune by Anita Ward as his walkout song?
Oh, Ring My Bell.
Yeah, there you go.
Ooh.
That's a 5-3 win.
That's a good one. I didn't know that's a good one, Peter. That's a good one.
And that was called On the Bell Curve.
On the bell curve. Who won? I did.
You did 5-3.
Okay, good.
He didn't get Bell Bottom Blues.
Oh, one of the best.
It's crazy. Eric Clapton wrote 2 songs about loving another man's wife.
Yes. Yeah. Patty Harrison.
You have trained
Yeah.
the listening audience. Martin, our contestant there, he said bell bottom taint because he didn't know.
But he got bell bottom
Or something. Yeah, they kind of
Or-
broke up. See, he used some taint in the
Some
answer,
taint
just
in
like
the
you
end.
do as well.
Same
And you
them
don't know
saying
it, so.
they use some taint. Just I need it. Yeah, it's just one of the best songs. Oh, all right, that's a dub.
All right. Dub to end the week. We'll have some new categories and some new games coming up next week. Right now, though, take a time out. When we come back, our Padres smorgasbord discussion on power versus pitching in the offseason for your San Diego Padres. Coming up next on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
You know, for all you people that woke up today not feeling your best self, your joints are barking at you, your knees, your wrists, your shoulders, your back. It's such a bad way to wake up every day. And sometimes you can't even sleep at night. I know I couldn't for a while. So glad and grateful for QC Kinetics. A lot of people like you are finding lasting relief, and like me, without steroids, medications, or surgery, right here in San Diego. At QC Kinetics, go in, meet with Dr. Jackson and his team, get to the root of where your pain stems from, right down to the cells involved, putting those natural elements back to work in your body. You can revitalize your joints, literally using your own power to heal. Simple injection, not a hospital stay. Super easy. I can handle it. You can handle it. There's no question about it. So again, knees, back, shoulders, wrists are keeping you from enjoying life. Explore all your options before you agree to more pills or surgery. Call QC Kinetics today. Schedule a free consultation with my man, Dr. Jackson, and his team. Take charge of your health. Look beyond the same old solutions. First consultation is on the house. There's no reason to wait. Call QC Kinetics today. You know, unless you like not biking and swimming and running, playing baseball. If you like not doing all the things you love to do, then don't call. But if you want to get back to those things, call them today. Locations in Hillcrest and Torrey Hills, 619-614-PAIN, 619-614-PAIN. 619-614-PAIN, QC Kinetics.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? This spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Justin in our chat says the Dodgers are playing out my worst nightmares this postseason. They're playing about as good as they looked on paper back in spring training.
Yeah.
They have endless resources and always stay one step ahead.
I disagree.
You disagree?
I disagree. They're 5 steps ahead. They're not 1 step ahead.
Yeah.
The Phillies are like 1 step ahead. The Dodgers are 5 steps ahead
Of everybody.
When I look at their team right now, turning into a Dodger fan show, which is really sad. Andy Pages, good player.
Yeah.
Every organization would love to have a young, upcoming Andy Pages.
Uh-huh.
He hit what? 20 some odd home runs this season.
Somewhere.
He's batting 9th for them.
Yeah.
He's their 9 hitter. Every other team in baseball
He's just 3 hole.
is looking for
272
some
average, 27 home runs, 86 RBIs.
Yeah. Every other team is looking for someone to hide in the 9 hole. Like, good defensive player, doesn't hit a lick. We'll bat him 9th. He's got a little
McCoy.
speed. We'll
Yeah,
put him
for me.
9th. They're putting that guy 9th.
Yeah.
He's 9th. He's batting 9th.
He'd be our 2 hitter.
He'd be most teams' 2 hitter.
Yeah, two or 4. Yeah.
Maybe that's 9th for them.
Like you said.
Their number 4 starter in the playoffs today is Shohei Ohtani. He's going to throw 100 miles an hour for 6 innings.
He's their 4.
He's their number 4 in this rotation.
And legit 4. Like, I wouldn't start him over Snell, Yamamoto, or maybe over Glass. Like 3 or 4.
They're both 3-4.
Yeah, they're both.
Ultimately, it's fun to poke the bear and acknowledge the loopholes that they find and exploit.
Yep.
Again, not breaking any rules.
Nope.
Finding loopholes and all that. I still will always give Dodger fans a hard time. You're not smart. You don't know ball.
Correct.
And
I'll
your
always
insults
do that.
are lame. Like,
You
yes.
weren't even at the game yesterday. Again, like, where are you?
Right.
You know what I noticed, too?
But my point, just real quick, my point was just you're an idiot if you criticize the Dodgers organization and how they do things.
You are. You're absolutely a moron. They have no sense of humor. They just don't have humor. They're very serious. They spent the majority of the day yesterday defending their payroll. And I haven't made any comments about their payroll because I like spending money. I think spending money is badass on your team. I think it's kick ass.
They do everything right.
And especially if you actually can just give a guy a nickel and be like, I'm gonna give you $100 later. And he's like, sounds good to me, right? Like, the best player in the world. Like, who doesn't think that's brilliant? It makes you want to bang your head against the wall, certainly, but I think spending money on your team is cool. I think John Seidler and the ownership group should spend more money on the San Diego Padres. More. Spend till you don't have any more. You want to win a World Series. That being said, David J says, I'm old enough to remember when the host of one of our local morning sports talk radio shows says $700 million for a DH about Ohtani. It was probably me. David also, sense of humor may escape him sometimes. I like to take the piss out of them on Twitter because they're fun. And I said yesterday when they were talking about Albert Pujols potentially managing here, I went, well, that's one guy Dave Roberts won't be able to get violent with. And they're like, well, no, because he actually respects the Dodgers and the Dodgers respect him. I'm like, dummy, it's because he's 3 times Dave Roberts' size. That's what my point is.
All right.
They don't have a lot of sense of humor.
Now, all that being true, next year, the Dodgers will probably do the same thing, and they will load manage, and they will not, they'll save their pitching. So they will be somewhat vulnerable again in the regular season, as they were this year when the Padres finished, 3 games behind the Dodgers in the standings, correct?
Yeah.
They were close. So it does behoove the Padres to do what they can to at least better their position. It's not impossible to beat the Dodgers in a series.
Well, especially if
Padres did it, twice this year? They took 2 out of 3.
Especially if load management is their new strategy. You're like, hey, we could go ahead and try to win the division.
It's not impossible to win a series from the Dodgers. You know, it's hard to do in the playoffs. Padres did it in 2022. That Dodger team wasn't as complete as this one is, but you have to do what you can to get as close as you can and then take your shot if you get it in October. So how are they going to do that, and how are they going to try to close the gap at all a little bit in this offseason? We'll talk about that in our Padres smorgasbord right after traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by Park 101 in Carlsbad, North County's football headquarters. Got a couple of problems here, guys. One of them is this accident involving a car and a motorcycle. Northbound 5 past the 54. They're the center divide, but looks like emergency crews got that left lane blocked. And a collision reported on southbound 5 at Genesee. Motorcycle involved in this one. That's over to the right shoulder. Football is back, and Park 101 in coastal Carlsbad is your game day headquarters. 10,000 square feet, 19 TVs, Bills Backers Club specials, cocktails, and ice-cold beer. Park 101 at Carlsbad Village, North County's home for football. I'm Kelly Danick with Better Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
And McKee23 says, does the regular season even matter anymore? Absolutely. For 29 teams, it matters.
Yeah.
One team, it doesn't. But for 29 teams, it does. And you want to put yourself in the best position possible. Had the Padres won a couple more games and been able to host the Cubs, they might have gotten a shot. You want to at least get your shot, later in the season at the Dodgers, even if they end up too much for you and they're too good. You want to get your shot. And the Padres didn't even get their shot this year because they came up short in two specific areas that need to be addressed this offseason. Saris was blunt about it yesterday, and I wanted to jump off with our smorgasbord.
What did Eno say exactly? We need
power
and two starting
pitching.
And we have like $20 million to spend?
Yes.
Allegedly.
Do we want to play the open?
Yeah, I want to play the open.
Play the open. Padres smorgasbord.
All right, never mind.
Yeah.
Call it something else.
I don't know what to do. I'm conflicted because
No, you have to
people
leave it
love
now. Yeah.
this open.
You have to leave it now.
All right, so we know that the Padres will have limited resources, as they always do, as every team, but one does, to address the needs in the offseason. Said it might be 20 million. It might be more. We don't know. Those are decisions that are made behind closed doors. But whatever that is, what percentage, do you want to go mostly all in on pitching, mostly all in on power, split it right down the middle? How do you allocate your resources, Woods, to address those two areas of need for the Padres this offseason?
18th in run score, 28th in home runs, 22nd in slug. I think the answer is glaring. Who is it? I have no idea because this ballpark.
Not asking who at this point.
Okay.
We're not talking about who. We're simply in. This is a.
With our bullpen that's coming back mostly, and with our bullpen that's coming back mostly, with a good back end of the bullpen in Morihone and Miller. Starting pitcher, they cobbled it together. You're going to burn your bullpen out again in the upcoming season.
Musgrove back.
You get Musgrove back. Yeah, man, it's glaring to me that you need help offensively. That's it. I spend my money there.
Both of the needs, I think, are glaring.
Oh, sure. Well, one more. If you have a good, your pitching
and
is
you can't ignore either one of them.
Your pitching is a whole,
but
right? Starting pitching is something else entirely.
You're saying you're willing to be a little more aggressive in pursuing a power bat.
Yeah, we've lost,
even though it means you might have to settle for
patching
a lesser arm for your rotation.
Correct. And again, lesser arms can become better arms under the tutelage of a great pitching coach. And so for me, the last two postseasons, we stopped hitting. We didn't hit. We need to hit. We need to score.
I respect that argument. I think everyday players impact a season more than one starting pitching, person can impact the season, one starting pitcher. However, I don't feel like the Padres can be as aggressive in their pursuit of power after trading away Stephen Kolek and Ryan Bergert. They have no starting pitching depth that's ready in this organization. They're going to have to devote more resources than I think you would like to starting pitching this offseason. Sure. And I think they're going to have to divide that amount of resources up among two or three guys. It would be nice to get not a front line, but a more, a Ranger Suarez, someone who's a little higher end, but I don't think they can afford to do that either. They're going to have to find three pitchers that it's going to take up a good chunk of your free agent budget, even though they're probably 4 or 5 type guys. You just have to have bodies. You can't run out of bodies. AJ Preller knows this. It happened in 2021. They ran out of bodies. The season fell apart. You're going to have 5 starters and then another 2 or 3, beyond just Matt Waldron coming up from the minor leagues who are going to be able to make spot starts here and there. You need bodies, starting pitching bodies, and that's going to be somewhat expensive this offseason. And I think it's going to limit. You're going to have to find take your chances on, hopefully a better version of a Nelson Cruz, that can find some
Can't do it,
power.
man. Can't do
David
it.
Peralta was cheap. They found him. He provided a little pop. They need to find someone like that.
Hayward, Gurriel,
Those
Joe,
did not
They
work.
did not work out.
But David Peralta and Donovan Solano did. They got to be right on cheaper guys, I think, power-wise, and devote 70 to 75% of the resources towards starting pitching.
Yeah, I mean, again, good point by I Need Money here. Move 2 current bullpen arms, Miller, Morahone, Morgan, whatever, to the starting rotation. Add the bats we need. Use what's left to add to the bullpen. Bullpen arms, always cheaper. You can also trade. You can trade for starting pitching. You can sign a bat. I
feel like so many people are adamant that they don't want to mess with Mason Miller and Adrian Morahone.
Sure, and I can get behind that. I can totally get behind not messing with them at all.
Now, if it's the Dodgers, they'd mess with them and it would work out perfectly. But you get the feeling like if the Padres mess with both of those guys,
both hurt,
they're going to wreck what the good thing that they already have.
Then we have no bullpen. So again, how did we win baseball games this year? By cobbling together starting pitching, mostly, other than Nick Pivetta, cobbling it together for 4 innings and then going to our bullpen that was elite. Why change it? Don't change a thing there.
I think it's
what
easier.
Killed us? The offense.
I think it's easier going to be to find a bat at the trade deadline maybe than an arm. Well,
come on.
They got good bat. I mean, Ramon Laureano was such a
great
good pickup at the trade deadline this year.
Should have gotten him earlier. They were out of it in June. Could have gotten him earlier.
That's a good point. Usually AJ is the let's just go early kind of guy. I wonder
if we're going to do it, let's just do it.
Wonder if another month of Ramon Laureano, what a difference that would have made. We'll always wonder what would have happened if Ramon Laureano had stayed healthy.
We need offense, man, badly. We really need offense. And you're gonna find that time of year where Manny carries you for a little bit, and then Jackson carries you for a little bit, and Toddy. They never really got going all at the same time. Xander, will carry you for a little bit. He certainly did that this year. A lot of credit to him for a bounce back year. Xander's not going to hit you 30 home runs. He's not going to hit you 20 home runs. Jackson, you pray for a 25 home run season from Jackson. You expect 27 to 30 from Manny.
If you can get 100 from Manny, Tatis, Jackson Merrill, and Gavin Sheets,
that's 25 a pop.
Somewhere averaging that way. It's a good place to start.
Yep.
But you need more. You need 180, as we've been told.
Yeah, you need 180. So that means you got 5 other guys that you need to hit 80.
Which is not undoable.
No.
Especially if you're not devoting a lot of at-bats for Luis Ariz, who you're going to get none from.
I trust AJ.
Freddie Fermin's getting a lot of at-bats. I don't see more than 8 to 10 home runs from Freddie Fermin.
For me, where it falls is who do I trust? Who do I trust? I trust Ruben. I trust Ben. I trust them to figure out to be good enough to get a win, to at least keep you in a ball game. I trust them. I trust that you can bring in guys on the cheap, Ben, and that they can help them a little bit. We heard it with Balsley for years. Ruben's earned that reputation too. Absolutely, he has.
That's why I'm still high on JP Sears.
Yeah, right. So we'll see. But
you think they're going to find better arms than JP Sears on the free agent market?
Maybe our 3 when we look
4,
up.
But yeah.
But so I think the offense being as poor as it was and falling and ranking you just look at those numbers and you go, yeah, man, that's what's killed us in October. It's been, if you have an elite bullpen and 2 starting pitchers, you can win a World Series. You can, as long as you get to October. How do you get there? It's going to take a lot of cobbling. I trust Ruben to cobble. I trust AJ to cobble. I need some hitters. I need some guys that can hit the ball out of the ballpark. I need some guys that can hit some doubles. We need to slug and we need to hit home runs. Honestly, yeah, I really feel like we can get it done early in the season. And then if you need to address starting pitching at the deadline, go get it.
This year's dessert at Petco Park was the banana pudding.
Oh, cobbler.
Next year's dessert going to be cobbler. Cobbler in a helmet.
Not a bad
cobbler in a Western Metals truck.
Not a bad idea. I do love cobbler.
We need cobbling. We're going to have some cobbler at Petco Park next year.
A blackberry,
peach,
blueberry, boysenberry, whatever. I'll eat any cobbler you make. Apple, doesn't matter.
Love
cherry.
Love a good cobbler.
I'm going to make a cobbler later, I think.
All right. Come back, Rondo Report. Some interesting comments from Dave Dombrowski about Bryce Harper next on The Fan. Have a super sexy Saturday Stinkfest schedule. College football coming up here in our final hour. I've got some news that Woods can use for sure. Speaking of college football, I don't think you were going to get to it in the Roundel Report about Indiana, correct? That was not on your list. Did you see Kurt Cignetti, their coach, getting an 8-year, $93 million contract extension? I know our friend Ryan Phillips very happy because Indiana all of a sudden is a significant player in college football now.
What is happening?
I guarantee you they've never spent that on a basketball coach at a basketball school like that. They did not want to lose Cignetti, who was going to be one of the hottest candidates. His buyout was dropping, I think, to like $10 million, and there were going to be other programs salivating. You know, he was a former Nick Saban assistant, like Kirby Smart was. He has turned around a program that was never anything in football. Made the playoff last year, now undefeated, 6-0 this year with big wins the last couple of weeks. I mean, good success story.
Great success story.
It's kind of like SDSU basketball in a way.
Yeah.
And, speaking of the Aztecs, Paul, he's going to have more on that coming up in our Roundel Report.
And get things started here with our today's edition of the Roundel Report.
Now tuned into the greatest.
Welcome to the Reindl Report with Paul Reindl.
Hi, Paul.
All right.
2 stories from the world of sports that we haven't gotten to yet.
We'll start off in Major League Baseball.
And 1 story that you didn't know you needed.
Are you laughing, biatch?
It's the Reindl Report
Hey, Paul, how you doing?
Okay, how are you?
on 97.3 The Fan.
Are you ready to bless the mood? I need some help, please.
That was good.
Can I get a yeah? Oh, yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right.
All right.
All right. Happy Friday, gentlemen.
Happy
Friday.
Let's get started here. It's the Rhino Report brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Visit kia.com to discover movement that inspires. We will start. I actually did have a college football story I wasn't going to get to, but since you just brought it up real quick, do you see they are enforcing very strict penalties for the tortilla toss at Texas Tech?
No.
So the athletic director at Texas Tech announced a new rule from the Big 12. The first time a tortilla is thrown in the playing enclosure, so not just onto the field, but I'm imagining anywhere the track,
so
the
tossing
outside
it into the air in the stadium.
Like if you're in the stands, you throw it anywhere over the railing onto the playing enclosure. The first time, it's a warning. The second time, it's a 15-yard penalty for the team and $100,000 fine.
Jesus, really?
Good God. Yeah, I just saw that came down this morning.
You have like 100,000 people there. I mean,
No, you don't.
Where?
Texas Tech? What do you think it is?
I don't know.
The big
You tell
house?
me. You've been there.
Yeah. I mean, it's a decent sized stadium, but it's not 100,000
What
people.
city is it in?
Lubbock.
Lubbock, Texas.
It's not made for that place. It's not, my friend.
Did you throw tortillas
I did.
ever?
I did. Only a couple games. We had a running back named Bam Morris, who remember Bam. He one time we lived in the same dorm, and I was in the shower, and he put on one of those creepy old man masks.
Oh God!
And I was in the shower in the dorm, and he came and put his head over the top while I was in there nude, and he had that old man mask on, and I almost lost control of my bodily functions when I was in there. Big old dude, Bam Morris with the old man mask leaning over the shower.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, it was
Bam Morris
pretty scary.
in the shower.
Yeah,
with you.
Not with me.
Over
it
the
had a
shower.
curtain.
Right.
He came up, rah, and scared me to death. He was the coolest guy. He liked fresh marijuana cigarettes. You could smell it from the room
Loose?
next. Loose
Cannabis?
Yeah, as loose as
Ganja,
Yeah.
aka cannabis.
He would was very much into it, which was back in the day. You're talking 1994.
Steelers,
Yeah,
Bears,
Steelers, Bears.
Yeah.
He was great, man. He
All right,
could.
We'll dive into
fly.
some Major League
Huge.
Baseball here.
Yeah.
Some pretty interesting comments from Dave Dombrowski, president for the Philadelphia Phillies, talking about superstar Bryce Harper. And
Well, some say
Moderate
superstar.
star.
talking about
Bryce
very good
Harper.
player, but not superstar player.
Average
Bryce
Joe.
Harper.
Bryce Harper.
So Bryce Harper's coming off a year. His OPS was 844.
I'd kill for 844 OPS. Kill. I'd kill someone for that.
That was his lowest since 2016. His batting average was the worst it's been since 2019. He's got 6 years left on a 13-year, $330 million deal.
Okay.
2-time MVP. We all know Bryce Harper's resume. And Dave Dombrowski said he's still a quality player. He's still an all-star caliber player. He didn't have an elite season like he's had in the past. I guess we can only find out if he becomes elite or if he continues to be good or becomes elite again.
Let's see. OPS leaders MLB 25. OPS leaders.
I don't think he was trying to completely like insult Bryce Harper, but if you're Harper, you're going, okay.
Yeah, same OPS as Mookie Betts,
who had a down season.
Julio Rodriguez was a little lower than Bryce Harper. It's some guy.
Still good players.
3.2
that's postseason
WAR player. Everything that Dave Dombrowski said out loud about Bryce Harper.
He was like 25th.
AJ Preller could say the same thing about Manny Machado.
Can he rise to the next level again? I don't know the answer.
There's no players in baseball who are more similar statistically, really, than Manny Machado and Bryce Harper.
Yeah. Bryce Harper was 22nd in the big leagues with 844 OPS.
Had a better season than Manny OPS wise. Manny still had his 27 bombs. 275
Harper had
average.
his 27.
Yeah. They're always very similar. 95 runs batted in for Manny.
75 for Harper.
So he didn't have as many RBI. You're a big RBI guy, so Manny had a better season. But ultimately, Manny, like Dave Dombrowski said, he's an all-star, very good player, but is he elite still? Dave thinks that Bryce Harper can go back to being elite.
No, he wonders.
Well, he'd like to see it. He doesn't know that it's happening.
Do you have the audio?
No, I don't have the audio.
Oh, there was actual audio, and he essentially said,
you can find it if you want.
He's like, oh yeah, probably can find it real quick, but yeah, it's they are going to be lined up next to each other forever. Those two, they signed at the same year, similar money, all of that. Manny catches 100% more grief than Bryce Harper, 100%.
Same number of rings.
All I'm seeing every day is, well, the next manager's got to manage this, Manny and Tatis. Same number of rings. Zero. But he wears a Phillies fanatic suit, so that's cool. When he does that, he gets a lot of passes, man. He dogs it. I've seen him dog it. I've watched him dog it. Seen it 100 times. Never seen it in the national media.
I don't even like to use that phrase.
Yeah, well,
dogging it.
What they call it. I've seen him Cadillac a ground ball many times.
I think they call it being smart.
Right.
Both of them.
Right.
Manny and Bryce Harper.
But I think
picking your spots.
Pick your spots. You got it?
Got the audio.
All right, here's Dombrowski.
Yeah.
I don't think, in Bryce's case, of course, he's still a quality player. He's still an all-star caliber player. He didn't have an elite season like he has had in the past. And I guess we only find out if he becomes elite or he continues to be good.
It's challenging.
It's not like it's like if you say to me, I look around the league, I'm trying to think Freddie Freeman. He's a really good player, right? He still is a good player. Is he elite like he was before? Probably not to the same extent. And so that's nothing negative. Freddie's a tremendous player. And that's, to me, is Bryce. Can he rise to the next level again? I don't really know that answer. And really, he's the one that will dictate that more than anything else.
Freddie Freeman with an 869 OPS, 11th, good for 11th in baseball. That's pretty effing elite, man. I'm sorry.
Sending some unnecessary shrapnel around to Freddie Freeman.
Pretty elite, dude. Pretty elite for Freddie Freeman. And yeah, it's a challenge. That's what it is. It's all it is. It's a challenge. We did read that you have to sift through a dozen Padres articles this offseason already. But there was that one about AJ when the season ended that Dennis wrote that said he will challenge Manny privately. He won't do it publicly, but he would say, like, hey, you're the 8th best third baseman.
That's a better way to do it.
It is,
necessarily
I think.
Calling out Bryce Harper in front of the reporters.
But see,
like
I think this was a challenge, and I don't think he said anything wrong. I think that was a challenge. It's up to him if he wants
but
to be.
is it a challenge that's trying to make Dave Dombrowski himself look a little better and tougher? Like, hey, I want the fans to know that I'm on top of things. AJ doesn't need to do that. He'll do that privately. But he, like Mike Schilt,
I kind of like it.
He doesn't say any bad things about his players. You ever hear AJ say a bad thing about one of his players publicly?
Never once.
Never.
I don't think it was bad. I don't think it was bad. I think it was a fair challenge, and I think Bryce Harper heard it and went, "Huh, okay." And we'll see. We'll see how he comes out next year.
Now, Satan's Blowfish. Bryce is not elite. Neither is Manny or Tatis. I think Tatis is still elite. 6 WAR changes the game. He had a really good season again.
Yeah,
he's an MVP finalist, top Hank Aaron Award finalist. That is elite. That's what you're looking for from players. Now, Tatis has still
we have high expectations.
Yeah, you don't. You're
He's
crazy
7 years
expectations.
younger.
Is there more? Can Tatis do more? Yes,
Yes.
but what he's doing is elite. I'd like to see even more because I know it's in there. But that was an elite season from Fernando Tatis Jr. And I think Dave Dombrowski would agree as well.
C20 Moreno said Phil Jackson won 11 titles using the media in part to challenge and motivate his players. He absolutely did.
It's true.
He absolutely did. Yeah, he's going to win a platinum glove this year in Tatis. He's an elite player. He didn't have the best offensive season he's capable of. But, there's still a lot of time. He's still a young.
Pretty special that he could still have an elite season and not have the power numbers.
Yeah.
All right. Kind of a weird night because I know myself, people that I went to school with, Aztec alum, everybody very excited for the start of college basketball season. And it happens tonight, actually. Tonight is the scrimmage, the exhibition game, the NIL fundraising exhibition game against visiting UCLA. It's not going to be televised, though. It's going to be hard to follow. It's only an exhibition game, so you don't really put a ton of stock into it. But
still awesome.
You're always excited for the first time they hit the court, and hosting a good UCLA team that's ducked you in the past, finally getting to get a glimpse of what that would be like to play them here in Viejas Arena in front of fans. So it all gets started tonight, but kind of, sort of, not really. Won't be able to follow it too much. You'll get reports. So here's the box score, and that's about it. I don't believe it's on even like Aztecs.com. I don't think it's streaming anywhere.
Yeah, and it's still a preseason game, but I'll tell you what, when I went down there and I talked to Reese Dixon Waters and Miles Bird, they are taking this game pretty seriously. Miles Bird told me, it's a tournament game. You know what? He said, this is a tournament game.
Good.
They do not, they
The
want
old
to,
Albert Pujols method.
they want to prove something. Now, Brian Dutcher won't treat it as such. He has to play everybody, get minutes for everybody. They're not going to go all out necessarily that way to win. But when those guys are on the floor, this is for the, this is bragging rights in California. Who's the best program in California now? UCLA is ranked 12th in the preseason poll. Aztecs were snubbed a bit. That's just outside the top 25. They will say that ratings don't matter, and they don't. But they also tell you, but we want to show you that you are wrong, and we are the better team in California than UCLA, as they have been for many years.
I bet you guys never thought you'd hear me say this. I'm so excited for Aztecs basketball. I'm going to watch every second of every game. I'm even going to stay up late for the games this year because I would watch the first half and then pass out.
I encourage you last year. I'm going to encourage you again this year. You got to take the boys to a game.
I'm all in, 100%.
They will love it.
They'll die. They'll be so happy.
It's pretty fun.
But I'm so excited for it because of the distraction of these brown and gold people. They're driving me crazy. The people that wear the brown and gold. I won't mention any names. Okay, they used to wear mint and pink on Fridays. That's going away.
Mm-hmm.
But man, such a needed distraction and something to look forward to. Not like where you're looking at it going, they may be good. You're like, these guys are going to be good. How good can they be?
I'm not going. I got friends going tonight, and I'll get text messages. I'll see the box score. I'm not going to get super excited. I'm not going to be sitting on the couch, refreshing, waiting for the next Mark Ziegler blurb on the game. But I am excited for the start of the season to get here sooner rather than
They have so many good players. I forgot about BJ Davis is still on the team. They have so many good players.
They have too many.
How are you going to get them all?
And Dutch does know. He knows he's got too many good players on his team right now. He says the freshmen are looking really good, but where do you play them? I mean, guys stepping up. Taj DeGorville looks really, really good coming back from last season. Farrell Compton looks really good. Magoon's getting healthy. They got this transfer. Sean Newman led the country in assists last year. Yeah. This team is loaded.
Good. Let's go.
Now be fun.
I'm so excited.
Miles Heide had a really good second half of the season. He was coming to his own. Forgotten man on this team now. Junior coming back with experience. This is a really good team.
Finally, just mentioned the boys, so maybe you can help out on this last story here more, Woodsy. But I was just perusing the old prep service, and every once in a while you get some stories. It's like there's no real actual story. It's just, hey, there was a poll from this website or whatever, and here's what they found. And today they found that according to a couple of new polls out there, Halloween, which is just a couple of weeks away here, 2 weeks from today, actually.
2 weeks from today. Can't wait.
Still have no idea what I'm doing.
I do. I know what I'm doing.
I have no idea what we're making Ben do either.
I don't either.
So if anybody has any
something
costume
sexy,
ideas,
something sexy.
Yeah.
I want you to be something sexy this year.
Yeah. If you got any costume ideas, send them in.
Sexy nurse, sexy, something sexy.
We'll figure it out.
Sexy sportscaster.
Anyways,
sexy sportscaster, shirtless the whole time.
It says here that Halloween costs on average
trimmer early then.
$193 if you're single, and $445 if you have kids. I know I won't be spending $193.
Two costumes, some decorations, and a couple bags of candy. What else do you need for Halloween?
400 and what?
How are you spending
$445
that much?
So
on
their
Halloween?
breakdown on average again, and this was per kid. So
per kid?
No. So like breaking it down, it's like $200 and something, and then multiplied by 2 if you have 2 kids. $58 on costumes, $57 on decorations, $50 on party supplies, $51 on tickets for things like haunted houses, hay rides,
pumpkin patches. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Candy for the trick-or-treaters.
I'd say that's low, man. I'd say
All right.
that's low.
If you're including like tickets to like events and screamtaculars,
I think it's like going all in on the
going
season.
in. Yeah, and
spooky season.
We've gone all in. We got
spookalicious snacks.
We got the decorations in the house. The kids have their and the other thing they're probably forgetting. Kids have to have 2 costumes now. One for school that has to be as generic as can be. Like Bo's going to be for Halloween, Pennywise for Halloween.
You
can't wear that to school. Taylor's going to be a skeleton. I think he's good both. You know what I mean? But they have to have 2, one for school, one for.
So even though Taylor could wear both costumes,
he's not. I don't think he's going
if
to.
If Bo's getting 2 costumes, then you have to get Taylor 2 costumes.
Correct. So. We do go all out. I didn't used to be a big Halloween guy, and then I had kids, and now I'm way into it. I don't know what I'm going to be at home yet, but it's going to be something spooky and not sexy at all. I want to get that old man mask like Bam Morris used to scare me, but I'm going to be riding around on my scooter all night, so I don't think it's safe necessarily.
Kind of. I can't stop thinking about Bam Morris, you in the shower getting scared.
Bro.
Like Psycho, except
like Psycho, but he didn't stab me, and he was wearing an old man mask, and I'll never forget it. And I was 140 pounds, if you can believe it, soaking wet as a freshman in college, and just terrified. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? You're picking on me in here? What are you gonna do? It's Bam Morris. You're like, thanks. Please don't do it again. I was nervous to go to the showers after that. Believe you me, it was like being in prison.
Probably would have never showered again.
Yeah, seriously. You would have left school. I ended up leaving school.
You
anyways.
did too.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you, Paulie.
You're welcome.
All right. When we come back, college football time, I get you ready for your Saturday schedule, including a little surprise for Woods that I'm very excited about. It's coming up next after a check of traffic with Ben and Woods here on 97.3 The Fan. Before we get to the weekend, though, if you're thinking about the rest of this year and knowing holidays are coming up, and then it's time for New Year's resolutions. And you probably think, I'm going to have to lose a bunch of weight. Why don't you just get it done now before the new year and take advantage of SDFatLoss.com's fall special? Now until Halloween, October 31st, get $200 off the program that can help you lose up to 20% of your body weight in just 60 days, up to a pound of fat per day, just like I did when I did the program and lost 40 pounds in 60 days. And then I've kept the weight off the entire time, over 2 years, because it's a sustainable program. They help you not only lose the weight, but keep the weight off by basing the program on real foods that you're already eating from the grocery store: chicken, steak, fish. It's not mixes, it's not shakes, it's not bars, nothing you're buying from them. It's your own stuff. You get to pick, prepare it, you eat it when they tell you the portions and everything about that. Your coach will help you all the way through, and you lose the weight fast. And boy, that scale is a great motivator. No exercise necessary, no injections that you're going to become reliant on to keep the weight off with those side effects, which include like muscular loss, stuff like that. You don't want to go down that road. Just go down this road. The road I went down on, the road Chris Ello, Tony Gwynn Jr., Matt Scraby went down. Tier 1s have gone down it. You're the next one. Sign up today. Free consultation at sdfatloss.com. That's sdfatloss.com. Results may vary.
Okay, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Got a little surprise for Woods coming up in our sexy Saturday Stinkfish schedule. Super sexy Saturday Stinkfish college football schedule.
I do love a good surprise.
I know you do.
Am I going to be happy or
no?
mad?
You're going to be totally unhappy with this one. This is an unhappy surprise.
It ain't good.
Really? Great.
It has nothing to do with actually a game that didn't make my lineup. If I'm being honest with you. USC at Notre Dame.
You're Paulie. It didn't make your lineup.
Well,
the greatest rivalry in college football doesn't make your lineup.
Hang on. All right, let's start at 9 a.m.
What a homer.
Starting off the day. Number 10, LSU at number 17, Vanderbilt. Best game of the morning. That's the best game of the morning. I've got one game per time slot for you.
No, you don't.
That's how I do it.
Give me the best games.
Battle of 5-1 teams, essentially an elimination game in the race to the SEC championship. Vandy, of course, lost to Alabama last week. They're trying to bounce back at home. LSU needs this one, though, on the road. 12:30. Here's your surprise. So it's number 5 Ole Miss at number 9 Georgia.
Good game.
Both of those games ABC. College Game Day for ESPN is going to be in Athens, Georgia.
Okay.
Where our fearless leader, Adam Klug, went to school.
Yep.
And as the guest picker for College Game Day, the celebrity they bring in, Jelly Roll is coming in to entertain you Woods tomorrow morning.
God.
Jelly Roll.
You know, because he has nothing else to do. Just fly him around and do all these bits all the time. You can't get away from this guy.
Going to have all of his college football picks, and I know you will be on the edge of your seats tomorrow morning. Ole Miss, of course, barely got past Washington State at home last week, so you get a figure
Jelly Roll.
Ripe for the taking, even though they're number 5 in the country. Did you know? This is a stat I did not know. Adam, I'm sure, did. Georgia, 10-0 at home versus top 10 teams under Kirby Smart.
Pretty damn good, man.
That's a good record against top teams. You talk about winning big games at home.
The anti-James Franklin.
There you go.
Yeah.
Kirby Smart always wins big games at home since he took over at the University of Georgia.
And he just got hit with the Ben Jinx.
And then it comes down to 4:30. Which game am I watching? Well, I'm more interested in USC Notre Dame in the rivalry. But the better game, honestly, is the one on ABC. It's number 11 Tennessee at number 6 Alabama.
Yeah, the better
Huge
game
game in the SEC.
The better game if you are a hayseed. It's the better game. The best game for us is Notre Dame USC. Come on.
That'll be on NBC at the same time at 4:30. And they are both ranked. The loser probably never to be ranked again. So it's an important game for both teams. This week also, I believe it was Wednesday, marked the 20-year anniversary of the Bush Push game. Where were you for the Bush Push?
Extremely inebriated and kicked an ottoman, like a little one of those.
Are you one of those people who thinks it should have been penalized?
It was illegal. You couldn't do it then.
No one ever called that. No one ever called that.
Weird that Mr. Rules guy forgets the rule. Like Mr. Stickler, black and white.
Ever. They changed the rule actually in 2013. It is now legal to put, It's obviously a huge story with the tush push and what goes on in the NFL. But college football eventually got around to changing the rule and took the word push out of it.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to pull guys across still anymore, and they will call that occasionally. But they did a story on ESPN this week, and they said in the history of college football, they've never called. I think once it got called where a guy was pushed across the line. They just never. There's no way to really.
No, I was just mad. I kicked my ottoman. I had an ottoman. I lived in a really crappy apartment. It was not. I think the walls were made of balsa wood because I kicked this ottoman across the room. And it
you can hear your neighbors pretty easily.
It slid across the hardwood floor and it hit the wall and it put a hole in the wall. It's like, oh, all right. I didn't think I kicked it that hard. I was furious. It was awful. It was terrible. I expect this one to go better, hopefully. But if my sports watching is any, if it just stays true to what it's been, it'll be terrible. We'll lose by 30.
It's not another weird story. Sports Business Journal was reporting this week that Netflix was trying to acquire the rights to the USC Notre Dame rivalry.
Yeah, which is really odd.
All of USC's home games are covered under the Big Ten agreement, and all of Notre Dame's home games are covered under NBC Peacock.
How does that work?
I don't know how you just
give that
steal one away. It's
right.
like that's probably what they're paying for a lot is this game every year. So they're not going to just give it up. I wouldn't think, but
does it just change networks every year depending on who's hosting?
If Notre Dame's at home, NBC hosts. If USC is at home, then it's whoever
Fox.
Used to be the Pac-12, but now it's Fox or ABC, I guess, because it's Big Ten or CBS sometimes has it. But this is at Notre Dame. In South Bend, so it'll be NBC Peacock tomorrow.
Little FOMO of not being there for this one. This would have been a good one to go to.
It's not what it used to be, unfortunately.
Still pretty.
And
great.
part of that's USC has not been what they've been lately.
Right. Yeah, we're doing our part. Irish are doing their part.
Not 2 losses this year.
Yeah, but I mean,
they've been better lately. They've been better than USC lately.
Yeah,
recent success. Notre Dame is. For a while, it was USC was having success and Notre Dame wasn't. Now it's switched, and now it's Notre Dame, and USC's been struggling. It's been a while since both teams were top 10 where they should be powerhouses. Yep. So definitely lost a little bit of luster. But for people, I think like yourself who have family ties and part of their legacy, it's always going to be a big game every year.
Like I said at the beginning of every year, get my 10 wins, and I'm pretty happy. I love my coach. My coach could literally lose the next 6
Future
games.
Penn State head coach.
Absolutely not.
Marcus Freeman.
No
They're pursuing him.
That's not a better
back
job.
Up the Brinks truck for Marcus Freeman.
No chance. That is not a better job. I
tend to agree with you.
God. That is not a better. That's not a better.
Pay me how much?
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
I know. Where do I gotta live? Okay. I mean, South Bend's no picnic either.
No,
but it is on game
campus
day.
Is nice though.
It's amazing.
And I can't say much about State College, Pennsylvania. Shocker. I've never been there.
Yeah.
Nor do I really want to go there.
Yeah, fair. I'm very excited for it. 4:30 on
tomorrow,
Saturday, and I'm speaking to my wife. Please leave me be.
No Aztecs tomorrow. They have a bye.
You won't. But I'm begging you, let me watch this game. I've not gotten a chance to watch a bunch, man. A lot of kids sports. So this one I'm free for, allegedly. So I'm at a pumpkin patch or a hayride tomorrow afternoon, I'm sure.
There's your Saturday schedule.
Love the stink fist.
All right, let's take our last time out. When we come back, we do have 2 more, another doubleheader of baseball games. Probably the last day of the year with 2 baseball games. I don't know if that's guaranteed, but I don't see the Dodgers series going the distance necessarily.
Drink it in, guys. This is it. I mean, drink it in.
I'm assuming this will be the last day of the year with more than one baseball game. So we can take a look at that and more coming up next on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. Last thing for us to do this week, though, is to remind everybody that if you do not have your estate documents in order, if you have a family, you could be leaving them in a world of hurt. Well, they're already in a world of hurt because you're gone unexpectedly. And then if you leave them without estate documents, they could be in for a lengthy, complicated, expensive process known as probate court.
Yeah, by all accounts, probate court is not something that you want to do. It's very pricey. It's very, it can get pretty contentious too. It's just not something you want to do. So go to trustandwill.com. Use the code radio20 when you check out. You will get 20% off of your trust or will. And they make it so simple for Nimrods like myself to just log in, just answer the questions that they ask you, and then you hit submit at the end, and then they send you your documents. You get them notarized, and you're done.
I don't consider myself a Nimrod.
I do.
But I do like ease and convenience.
Yeah.
And I do like when things aren't really, really expensive either. Like a lawyer is really expensive.
Yeah.
Trust and Will is not a simple process. And again, save 20% off when you use the code radio20 off your trust or your will. The trust is what can keep your family out of probate court, but a will is important too. Name guardians for your children. Important stuff like that by going to trustandwill.com. That's trustandwill.com.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Well, he got us again. He got us again. Our beloved boss, Adam Klug, about to get dragged on the radio yet again for doing nothing other than just trying to help, just trying to be helpful. But he got us again just now. About 3 minutes ago, we all get a text. We're in the Ben and Woods group text.
You can't keep getting away with it.
And he sent us the audio of Lane Kiffin making a fat joke about Kirby Smart.
Tier one's in the chat. Does that ring a bell to any of you?
Maybe 48 hours ago.
So Paulie writes back, yeah, we did it 2 days ago. You should listen to our show more. Dragging him. And he's like posting the Homer Simpson backing into the bush.
He's like,
meme.
my bad, I missed it.
The funny part is, you guys remember the audio we played of the Detroit Tigers radio announcer that was like, what? I got to do an effing recap? F the recap. I'm not doing that. And they go, oh, sorry, I'm on a hot mic. So we saw that when it came out over Friday night. We sent it to each other like, hey, let's have this.
Maybe Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Maybe wake up and you saw it and we're like, oh, man, we got to. Hey, reminder, let's play this on Don't Do This.
We sent it to you. I sent it to you guys on Friday night after it was over. Like, save this for Monday. And, like Sunday, he sends it to us in the group chat. And I'm like, oh my God, do you really think we haven't seen? I see the end of the internet every single day. There's really not much you're going to send me that I haven't seen or happened upon. So I sent Ben and Paul this. I go, Adam's sending us stuff we've seen 9 hours before. Like, we've already sent it to each other 9 hours before. I said, we'll never get old. Super obvious stuff.
It's never breaking news. Like,
no,
hey, this
no.
just came out in case you guys haven't seen it.
It's 10 to 12 hours old.
Or 2 to 4 days
or 2 to 4 days old. And he's just trying to help.
I honestly can't beat Paul. Paul always sends me the first tweet.
It's hard to
he's
beat
fast.
Paul. Yeah.
On the alerts and something big happens, I usually get it from Paul. Not that you're breaking the news, but you were sending me the passing tweet, or whoever just tweeted something big, like, oh, Paul just sent a text. This is probably important. Adam, it's usually something I already know about. Now, every once in a while, there's, what's the percentage? Like 1 in 10, 1 in 20?
Percentage is what the Brewers are hitting in the postseason against the Dodgers, which is 101. One out of 10.
1 out of 10 you
Adam's
haven't seen yet.
Right.
I'm sure he was very excited when I mentioned something positive about Kirby Smart in our last segment.
And so he sent on.
Probably got him very
Guy's
fired
just trying to
up.
help, and he's
just trying to help.
Rushed.
Tries to help every time.
But to be fair, I mean, listen to our show. It's like, hey, making sure you guys saw Mike Schilt retired.
Yep, we did. It's Friday. It happened on Monday. You guys know the Padres got knocked out by the Cubs.
I was gonna say, just letting you know. The Cubs won Game 3. If that helps.
You guys know we slayed the dragon again. Yep, we got it. He's like, fine. I'm just not going to send you guys anything. Okay. All right.
I love you, Adam.
I love you, man. He's just rolling his eyes right now. He's like, I hate these guys. I hate
See,
them
now,
so
if I
much.
was Adam, and this would actually be worse for us. If he sent it to everybody, like to Tony and Chris and Braden and Frank and Scraby and all of us at the same time, he could always go, well, I knew you guys knew it, but I just wanted to make sure the other guys saw it.
No, he just sends to us.
But he can only send it to us.
He does do that too. The all staff. Here's the latest
I'm not
in
on
the
an
Athletic.
I'm
or
on no
something.
all staff.
Yeah, it's rare. It's rare
On an email.
Yeah, on email.
Oh, email.
Email,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
text.
yeah. Oh, yeah,
There's
on
no
email.
there's no 97.3 The Fan all staff text thread.
No, nor I don't want there.
When he sends the email though to the whole staff, I sit and I wait because Tony Gwynn Jr. usually has something fun to say.
Yeah, he
In
usually does.
reply. He'll hit reply all, and
Yeah.
he just does not care.
Just drag him. Poor Adam. He's a sweet guy. Sweet
Trying to
kid.
help.
He's always just trying to help.
This hour on 97.3 The Fan is brought to you by Staples. Your local Staples has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store on everything for your business. And right now at Staples, save up to $125 off your print order. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details. Ends 11/1. Plus save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples. All right, doubleheader of baseball coming up later today. We'll take a quick look at it after our final check of traffic on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Not too bad of a wrap up on our roads this morning, guys. Just a couple problems here. One of them is an accident involving several vehicles. Market Street off ramp, southbound 15. And there is a stalled vehicle northbound 5 coastline near Delmar Heights Road in the center divide, partially in the HOV lane. So just take it extra carefully there. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
In the span.
Ace Freely passed away.
You guys hear about Diane Keaton? I don't know if you know this, Woods, but Jelly Roll's going to be the guest picker tomorrow. He did write us, have a great weekend, you jerks. I love you, man. I really do. The angel.
So in
He's
a
sweet, sweet angel.
in a span of what? A little over 24 hours. Seattle went from party town to panic town.
Awful. Poverty town. I mean, it is like
Pity City.
Pity City. People, again, how long has it been since they've gotten this far? Right? Never. Right? Never. That was
They've never gotten two
I don't think
wins
they've never,
into
yeah,
an
they've never
ALCS.
won 2 games.
So this is the furthest they've gotten.
So, in Seattle, they're like, yeah, you can get a ticket in, $7,000. And people are like, done. What do you want? I got it.
We've never seen this.
I'm paying it. Whatever you need. You get 2 home games right off the bat, and you're like, bro, we are rolling these guys. We are figuring out their bullpen. We are slugging. We are playing great defense. We're getting key contributions from lesser than players. We're getting massive contributions from guys like Josh Naylor, who we acquired at the deadline. Getting great pitching. And then you get home to your raucous Seattle fans, and they've just completely soiled
Now,
themselves.
both games they took a lead on an
They
early
did.
home run.
They did.
And they had that place fired up. And
Makes
you
it
thought,
way
okay,
worse,
that's
I
going to
think.
be even
Makes
better.
it way worse.
And both times, Toronto has just come back like a steamroller. If that happens again today, that place is going to turn into a morgue.
It was all you could tell, like when Toronto stormed back last night, it sounded like this.
They'll be excited now. If they're winning, it's a good game. They can get those guys back into it, but they could lose everything tonight. If they're down, if they lose all 3 at home, and you got your fans thinking we won't see them again, they're going to go to Toronto. They're going to lose. It's going to be such a bitter disappointment to get this close, to think you had it, and then to watch it all slip away.
I know
It's painful to think about.
I don't know what the big sample size numbers are, over the last decade or the last 20 years, even, Ben, but the home field advantage this year doesn't matter. Literally doesn't matter. It just hasn't really mattered.
Doesn't matter at all. What was it in the game, the decisive game? So like the game 3, Padres Cubs, game 5, Seattle Detroit. Literally over the last, there's been like 180 of them, or 170. It's like 85 and 85. Home and road. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Baseball. Doesn't matter.
Baseball. Playoff baseball.
Playoff baseball.
Just doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Crazy.
Especially in a decisive game. Now it's 2-2. No one can be eliminated today. Kevin Gossman, though, on the mound for Toronto.
I mean, he's filthy.
Bryce Miller was stepped to the occasion in game 1.
Yep.
Can he do it again? That's a 3:08 first pitch on FS1.
Okay,
Meanwhile,
that's 3:08.
second game, 5:38 on TBS. Game 4, It's the Dodgers and the Brewers. The Dodgers going for the sweep. They'll have Shohei Ohtani on the mound once again.
Against Andy Ashby.
Aaron, but yeah.
Aaron Ashby, I mean. I said Andy because Bob Nightingale said Andy yesterday.
Undecided again. Milwaukee had a good pitching staff, yet
where are they?
They can't name a pitcher for any single game in the playoffs.
Except
apparently.
for Aaron Ashby and Jacob Mizorowski. That's it. I saw the funniest tweet last night. Baseball media, you can't just throw Aaron Ashby every game. Pat Murphy, Ashby opener. Baseball media, well, Ashby's probably spent for tomorrow now. Pat Murphy, Ashby opener. Baseball media begging, please no more. Pat Murphy, Ashby opener.
No, they did McGill.
Trevor McGill.
One of the games is their opener. They might go back to him as an opener today.
Watching Mizorowski come in and just slam the door shut, though, in that first inning.
Yeah, but
you're thinking maybe just start with your better pitcher.
Yeah, or
you're thinking too far outside the box.
So it was supposed to be maybe Quintana, right? And then so he's a left-handed pitcher. You went with Ashby because he's got more velo and stuff. But if you're the guy that's been starting for you all year and pitched really well for you. He has a routine. Throw him out there. What do you have to lose? You're already down 2-0. You're gonna get cute and throw this opener out there, and he, next thing you know, it's triple, double, down 1-0. And it's like, well, Jose Quintana could have done that.
I understand matchups and I understand the philosophy
but they've
behind
seen
the opener.
This guy so many times now.
It's almost like I also think Mizorowski. He's so much higher quality pitcher than
elite.
Ashby. It's not like they're comparable and you're like, yeah, we're just favoring the matchups. Like, bro, he's an elite arm. Maybe just go with him to start.
Just throw him out there.
Because if you get beat with him, you were going to get beat either way.
Correct.
Or maybe they're facing the Dodgers.
And the Dodgers just doesn't really matter
here.
You got to hit the baseball.
Although, what did you say earlier? I don't know if it was a tweet or if you said it, but maybe Pat Murphy should stop saying how average and ordinary his team is at some point because they're starting to believe it.
He said, the guy tweeted yesterday, so brilliant. Brewers look like they've just given up. Probably because their manager keeps talking about how they all effing suck and are broke compared to the Dodgers. That is such a backfire by
we
Pat
are
Murphy.
Such huge underdogs. We actually have no chance at all to win this series.
They don't even know these idiots' names.
He forgot to do the second part, which is then go to the locker room and go, I know that's what I said, but we are going to beat these guys. No, he just left it at, we have no chance to beat these guys. That was his motivational speech to the Brewers.
One that I saw that got me was, guys, gather around. I got a letter from, who was it?
It was Diane Keaton.
And a few more pancakes.
I got one for tonight.
Pockets.
All right, guys. Hey, it's your old pal, Pat Murphy. I don't know if you guys know this. Ace Frehley was a huge Brewers fan, and I actually had the chance to get a letter from him in the last week, surprisingly enough. And he said he can see you guys pulling a Red Sox and coming all the way back. And I believe in you very much, and so did Ace. I mean, he's out of bits, man.
It does feel like game one, he got there and he goes, it's incredible you guys have made it this far, but we are done.
We're
now.
dead.
We're done.
We're dead.
Done.
We are dead.
We don't stand a chance.
I mean, again, it was a calculated move by him, and it completely backfired.
This is why, by the way, when we said if the Padres can get past the Cubs, I think they can get past the Brewers.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Now, would they have fared any better against the Dodgers?
Probably
I don't know.
not. That
Probably
would have been
not.
worse. I'm actually glad
The
it
way
went
they're
out like
pitching
it
right
did.
now,
Yeah.
I can't see
Who's hitting him.
You see the Brewers.
Any of those guys.
The Brewers have hit like, I don't know, 90 ground balls in this series. Padres would have done the same thing.
Yep.
You know their offense. It would have been ground ball, ground ball, ground ball. It would be like, oh, man.
101 they're hitting. 101. Fewest hits in an LCS since 1906. Tied with the 1906 Cubs with 9 hits.
That ain't going to cut it.
And you got Shohei today. And so it's just like, guys, thanks for a great season. 96 wins. A lot of fun this summer. You guys were pretty elite, played way above your heads, but it is just a bloodbath. A bloodbath. I've really felt like the Dodgers were kind of toying with them too. Like, I don't feel like the Dodgers fully, because they've made a couple of mistakes. But I feel like they're just toying with him. Like, hey, should we let him get a run? Just let him get a run. Let's see what happens. I'm literally like, let's let him.
Yeah, the bottom of the first one, they tied it up. It's like
let them score a little bit.
Let's see what
I
happens.
want these people to feel like they got their money's worth. I may not even watch tonight.
You guys
That's
want
how
to
boring.
see what it feels like to win a tight game?
Yeah. You guys want to blow it out, or you want to do a tight game? I may not even watch. It's just been boring. Watching the Brewers play is like watching a glass of milk.
I won't watch.
So
tonight.
boring.
I'm not gonna.
I'm really interested in the 3:00 game, but that game, I'm not going to watch those guys celebrate again.
I can't.
I'm lying. I'll be watching. I can't stay away. I'm sorry. Just terrible.
That is all the time we have for this week. Felt like a very long week, but
We've
made it to the finish line.
Thanks, Tier 1s. We love you.
We will be back on Monday morning. We'll know who SDFC's playoff opponent is. We may have a World Series matchup for you. And, oh, man, I hope there's not any more breaking Padres news because we could use a day off or two from all of that. For executive producer Paul Reindl and for Stephen Woods, I'm Ben Higgins. Have a great Friday. Rest of your Friday and all weekend from San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. So long, everybody.